and we are discussing. We are looking at solutions of what our topic yesterday was, and we are discussing because today we had a very sad evening in New Jersey, and the funeral for the two couples that died in that tragic incident actually happened today. So yeah, so yeah, so we need to discuss solutions. You know, we want to discuss solutions, and we cannot have going on forever because probably we are going to ask for help from people, you know, who have been here for a long time to discuss these, you know, tragic events that have been unfolding the last few days, and also, you know, listen to people's experience, because it's really sad, and you know, a solution has to come because families are suffering. We cannot afford kids being left without parents just because people cannot agree. And I hope today I can get ladies to get on board and give their side of the story. And I'm happy I'm getting a number of ladies showing up, and I see my classmate, and we used to be at Kibera Primary, Miss Jane Nyambura. I mean, I'm glad to have you here, and you know, hope you can. Thank you, Nicodemus Orenge from Smyrna, Georgia, for watching me. Joseph Nyakundi, come on, bro. You were blunt yesterday. Your unanswered questions. You need to come online. So you need to come on. Yams, you need to come on. Let me see whether I can approve somebody here. Mr. Maish Arab from Texas. You are getting connected. Can you join me so we can discuss real issues? Because I mean, there's an elephant in the room. I mean, we can't afford people living like enemies. We cannot afford to have people as if we are in a war zone. Because remember, thank you, Robert Wasire from my homeboy from New Jersey. Thank you for joining me. We are discussing real issues. We are not here to waste people's time. We are talking about real issues that everyone knows that is affecting our diasporans, because you know, somehow you know, the females, once they get power, they seem to pay back their husbands. So I'm gonna invite one gentleman here, Daniel Dombire. Can you send me a request? Let me see whether I can. I'm gonna add you anyway. Daniel Nyezina from Texas. Can you join me? Can you send me a request? Because we want to discuss solution today. We want to make our program for today short. Yesterday was quite long, but we want to remind our viewers that today there was a very okay. Let me introduce my guest here, Daniel Nyezina, a student in journalism at Sam Houston University, and always holds shows here, educating Africans, advertising our tourism to the rest of the world with this YouTube program. which I'll give you a chance, Mr. Nyezina, to introduce yourself, to also tell people what you do, and then you'll go hit to the point so that we can look at solutions. Welcome, sir, this evening, Daniel Nyezina. The floor is yours.
Well, habari yako, Amisi.
Habari yangu ni
How you
nzuri.
doing?
Thank you for your fluency in Swahili. Welcome.
No,
You're
I
being
really
watched
want to
by
learn Swahili.
Yeah,
I
you're
love
being watched
Swahili so
by,
much. Yeah.
you're being watched by, I have 5,000 friends on Facebook, and I've shared with so many. So you're being watched close to, yesterday in the show, yesterday we were watched by about 7,000 people. So today it's going to be more because I'm connecting to more groups. So you're being watched by so many people across the globe.
Well, thank you, and I want to say good evening or good morning or good from wherever you're watching me from, whatever time it is. I just want to say hi to you. How you doing? Well, I'm Daniel Nyezina, but I go by the name Big Vision. That's my show-based name. I'm from Ghana, West Africa, and yeah, I'm over here in Texas. But yeah. So to continue from where we stopped yesterday, how do we curb this problem? Because a problem that has resulted into the loss of lives, then of course such a problem needs to be looked at seriously so as to prevent the future occurrence of any loss of life. Because the loss of a single life is not anything to play with. Talk less of loss of 2, 3, 4 lives. And in our yesterday's discussion, we said that this issue does not only exist within the Kenyan community, the Kisi community, but it exists all over other, communities, other African nationalities who live in diaspora. So in order to find a solution to that, it's really quite difficult. It's very, very difficult to find a solution to it. It is. But I would rather say that part of it is sensitization. We need to embark upon sensitization, just like we are doing. Try to sensitize our brothers and sisters who live over here who live in the diaspora. Try to let them understand that, okay, we are here for a purpose, and we must not take our side of that purpose for which we came here. So, in as much as you are with somebody, try as much as you can to make things work out with that person, because no one is perfect. Nobody is perfect. No, everyone has his or her own faults here and there. But being able to not let yourself be ruled or be controlled by your emotions and tend to lean towards logic, I think is the best way to go. Let's take the issue of the guys you just talked about, the guy who killed the wife and killed himself. It's a sad story. But then, and I do understand that sometimes when you are encapsulated by emotions, you tend to lose logic. You can't reason properly again. But if this guy had used a little bit of logic to say, okay, you know what? Instead of me just killing her and killing myself, how about my kids? Yes, you are gone. Your wife is gone. How about those innocent kids? The eldest one you said was 8 years old. Tell me,
Yeah.
how do you expect? Yes.
Yes.
So if
The memorial service just ended in New Jersey.
Okay.
And the oldest was 8 as far as I'm told, and the others
Good.
are younger, so they're under 8 years. You know, those are very
Okay.
innocent kids.
So
You
think
can
about it.
imagine the kind of
The trauma that these
the
kids will have
trauma
to
that
live
there.
the
Yes,
entire life. You
go
see what I'm
ahead.
talking about?
Go
So
ahead.
if this man, the man and the woman, had applied a little bit of logic to their actions, to reason beyond their own emotions and say, you know what, how about these kids? Let me give you an example. I have a friend from Ghana. He is well, he's in the military, and he's a top shot in the military. Now,
Yes.
married to the wife, and in less than 2, 3 years, they had a problem. They got divorced. And do you know what happened? And in this
Yes.
case, the wife, it isn't that the guy went home and brought the wife. No, that's not what happened. The lady was already here. with her parents. She was quite young when the parents brought her over here. So she
Yeah.
lived over here. Then he met the guy. The guy also came later on, and he went to school to become a dentist and works with the military. Then they met and they got married. But the
Yes.
lady had a problem. She could not control her mouth. When she opens her mouth, she spits out words with a ceaseless tacatone.
Yes.
It wasn't easy at all. And the guy is a quiet type. And you know what the guy did? The
Yes.
guy, anytime the lady goes crazy and all that, the guy makes sure he films the lady. He takes videos of her as evidence
Yes.
all the time. So the guy does that for some number of time. So it got to a time the lady called the man's husband, mother, that your mother is a witch. Then the guy felt that, you know what, I've had it enough. Because this is a woman who brought me onto this earth. This is my mother. And now if you had that guts to call her mother a witch, now I've had it enough. It's okay. What the guy did was so awesome. The guy, after filming her all along with, he says cell phone anytime, she goes crazy and all that, filed for a divorce, went to court and presented all that in, told the judge, hey, this is what she does. They looked at it, they go like, oh, you know what, nah. Yes, people keep saying that the laws favor the ladies, yes, but don't allow them to be smarter than you. If your lady is misbehaving and you know that, okay, you know what, this lady, the way she's misbehaving, it might result into something because you can't control your emotions. You know the kind of person you are, because we know ourselves. Right now, you, Fred, you know who you are. You know what you can take and what you cannot take. I know who I am. I know what I can take and what I can't take. If you know that something will lead you into committing something, such as what just happened to this Kenyan family, then from the genesis, you should caution yourself to say, okay, yeah, regardless, even if I spend money to go to Kenya or whatever country and brought her over here, it's no problem. All that money, no problem. Let it go. But what I will not do is that I will not want to put my children in harm's way. So I would rather find a way to divorce you peacefully.
Mr.
So
Daniel,
yes.
hold 1 second. Let me respond to a few people here, recognize their presence. Then somebody asked me that there was an example you gave yesterday, but you kept disappearing, of how somebody sacrificed his education. You're going to come to that and explain, because you are disappearing. Somebody said you need to tell them, because it's a very, very sad, story on how this man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, hold
This is
on,
what
hold on.
happened.
Yeah, you're gonna come. Give me a second. Let me recognize the
That's
following
fine.
guys: Nicodemus Sorenge from Atlanta, Joseph Nyakuni from Houston, Nelson Mumanyi, I think he's somewhere in Texas, Nyams Maina from Indiana, Robert Busire from New Jersey, Geoffrey Lucas. This is a guy from Dallas, I know very well. And there's your homeboy here is watching you too, Albert K. Yorose. He's my neighbor down there in Huntsville.
Oh, Yorose?
We have Jay Osoro.
Tell Yorose I say hi.
Yes. Yezina says hi to you, Mr. Yorose, and join
I
the
know it's
discussion.
much, but
Send the request, join the topic. This is a serious issue. It's not a child's play. So I'm going to go to Albert Kanyede. He said, I wish I was part of the conversation. Mr. Albert, it's simple. Send me a request, and then I will approve you so you can actually join in the conversation, as we have our special guest speaker today, Big Vision Media. He's going to talk about that later on.
It's Big Vision.
Big
It's not a
Vision,
media, it's Big Vision, isn't it?
It's Big Vision. Mr. Magara Obi is watching from Atlanta. Thank you very much. James Arthur 3 is watching. James Arthur 3 is somebody I went to the TDC Training Academy somewhere in Houston during that class that I trained you, remember? Miss Lynette Obure is watching. And Miss Lynette Obure hit me under the bell. She said, oh, yeah, you bring your wife here and start talking. You have no experience. But I'm talking out of what I've seen. So, Miss Lynette Obure, I want you to join in so you can respond to the males club who have been talking since yesterday. I have Marian Onsomu. Thank you. Alex Oria, thank you very much for joining us. Emily Nyaenga, thank you very much. And I'm going to see Mr. Nyezina, hold your thought. Let me approve Lynette Obure. She's going to respond. I wish I had a way I could have 3 people, but let me approve Lynette. Duck for a minute and then get back and tell us your version of the story of yesterday. Duck for a minute. Let me have this lady come on. You'll be proud to have a lady talk. We will back out for a minute. Miss Lynette Obure, the floor is yours, and You are the first lady to talk. We had a lady yesterday, but she couldn't. She couldn't. We're gonna give you a maximum time to explain what is happening because you've been here for a minute, and you should accept my request, Miss Lynette Obure, and you are live on air if you click the accept button. So as we wait, and I hear a friend here just said I give her enough time, and if she comes on, I'm gonna give her maximum time to speak. So Miss Lynette, check down there at the bottom of your screen. You should accept to join the topic, to join the forum for today. For those who are joining me, remember today we had that solemn mass in New Jersey of the couple that died out of the topic is the discussion because Lynette, I don't know why you're not coming on, but I'll try again to request you. Okay, I hope you could come, but you know, let me see who else tries to join. Let me see. They are taking off. Miss Lynette, they're saying go, go. So please get back and give us your experience. Miss Lynette, I didn't understand what you say down here, but any other lady that is trying to join the show, you're more than welcome. So hit that request and I will approve it so that you can bring out your own experience because we have to share our stories, you know. Miss Navy, come on. We need ladies to come on and speak. So as we wait for more people to join, Mr. Nyezina, you can get back and explain your story about yesterday. I have a bunch of people that sent me SMS and they were saying, hey, they missed you because you were not very clear. So Daniel Nyezina, Big Vision Media, come on and let's hear your side of the story. Because when I speak as a Kenyan, I mean, a bunch of people say, oh, this is just a small Kenyan issue, but I've realized it's an African issue. And Lillian Mosigisi, join me, just send me a request. Okay, Daniel, come on. Daniel, Big Vision Media, come on and tell us what people were trying to hear from me yesterday, but they couldn't hear you. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Daniel. Tell them, people are trying to tell me that, oh.
Yesterday.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, yesterday I made I give an example of a couple that I know of. The guy moved to United States from Africa, and he at least he was married with kids back home. But anyway, he was well-to-do when he was back home in Africa. So he moved to the United States and was here working. And you know, you know what it is when you come over here at fresh. You know, you have to start all over. Anyway, Antonio Zamarapa
hey, Antonio Zamaripa say, your Big Vision. And Becky Smiley Oronyo said, this is a very important topic. So people are taking this topic very seriously. Yeah. Thank you for, they're saying, go ahead and hit the, yeah.
Of lives here, Amisi. We're talking of loss of lives here. And that's why it's very important. And what I was saying is this guy moved to the United States and he was in school. He put himself through school. He started all over, and from year 1, 2, 3, 4. In his 4th year, the wife and the kids had been granted visa.
Daniel.
Say yeah.
One
Hello?
moment again.
Can you hear me?
Let me sacrifice you for a minute again. Lynette.
It's okay. It's okay.
Lynette is trying to come on. Let me see whether you can. She can come on. But hold your thought. Miss Lynette, come on. Okay, Miss Lynette Obure, can you switch it around? You are across. You are being seen. Oh yeah, there you are. Can you move it to the side? Yeah, there you are. Go ahead, ma'am. you have the floor, and they said we should give you all the time because since yesterday it's only men who have been talking. Can you share your experience?
I
Can you
just saw
tell
your
us
video. I was
exactly
so
what is
mad at
happening?
you. I'm so mad at you because you're just generalizing. The topic is just so annoying. I'm sorry. Because you just generalize kissy women. We are not all that. It's not only kissy women who are, who are behaving the way you're talking about. Because men come here and say, oh, kissy women. No, it's not kissy women. It's individual women. And some of you talk as if men are the only ones who bring their women from Kenya. No, that's not right. You love this person, you bring them, whether a man or a woman. Some of us came here individually. My husband was here. We were dating from Kenya. And we still, it's how you communicate. It's how you treat your woman. It's how you treat your man. It's not about, oh, kissy woman. No. Stop making a bad name for us. Fred, you've not brought your wife from Kenya. And you came here, the first thing you said, women are not, I'm not going to bring my woman here. Why? Because women are not behaving right. No, you need to bring your woman here. You experience it. You stay home with them. You experience it. Don't expect your woman back in Kenya wants to come. I'm sure she wants to come in. But you don't want to bring her here because you're afraid she's not going to give you the respect that she needs. If you treat her right, she's going to respect you. If you treat her right, she's going to give you the respect that she does.
Can I respond to you? Can I respond before you proceed? The floor is yours. Let me respond. First and foremost, I was talking from what I have seen firsthand.
Don't talk about what you've seen firsthand.
Hold on.
Of what
let me finish.
Experience.
Let me just finish. Let me finish. The floor is yours. Let me make myself clear. You have all the time. People want to listen to you. You will talk as long as you want because we want more ladies to talk. Let me put this very clear. The killings have only involved kisses. That's why I put it up here.
No.
Secondly,
I just saw a Nigerian thing happening.
Let me finish. Let me speak. Secondly, I have about 10 cases of people that I know personally who have problems in their marriage because when these women came over, they are now saying it's payback time. They are telling their husband, you either toe the line or I'll call the police. This is something I know. I'm not just speaking because I want to make a show. I don't bring bullshit to the show. What I'm speaking is real issues. We have a problem. We must accept. You have experience of problems that are happening.
Have issues.
But I did not say at one point that it's everyone. I'm saying it's a problem among us.
Your topic says kissy women. And that is a wrong topic because you can't judge each and every. You don't know the problems I have in my house. You don't know the problems each and every house has. And it's never going to be a perfect home. It's never going to be a perfect home. Just because you had 5 or 3 or 10 cases doesn't make you just generalize kissy women. I've seen so many people talking about women. No, it's how you treat your woman. It's how.
Okay.
It's how.
Okay.
It's
one second. Okay. 1 second. Let me tell you. When I brought this topic yesterday, I had a bunch of people also from Africa, from West Africa, especially the guest speaker tonight, Darling Yezina. He came up and corrected me. Say, hey, Fred, this is not a Kenyan issue. It's an African issue. And you need to address it. That is a problem among African ladies.
Where
that
are you
coming
getting?
Over.
Okay, Josephine is asking, where are you getting your statistics from? Just hearing? No, don't just hear. Experience it. Bring your woman here, stay with her, and then treat her right. She'll treat you right. Even in Kenya, just because women do not have a voice in Kenya, I feel so bad that, women in Kenya, you need to go to see how many women are just just women are just crying, but they don't have a voice. The fact that you're here, you're making money and you're sending a few dollars to your family, you know, does not make, if you give, I have a friend of mine that, you know, the wife is in Kenya, and, you know, she gets money from you and all, here and there, but they're not supporting them. They're not giving them, you know, like a career or something, just because you want to rule them. You know, you want to just be the one to be, you're not empowering them.
Miss Lynette,
You know?
Lynette, one
Yes.
second. Let me respond
Yes,
to
sir.
two people, then I'll get to you. Daniel Nyezina told me don't talk. Let me shut up. Nancy Goro says, Lynette, make a stand, so proud of you. Salimo say, Kwande Kigusi. No, we are not going to speak Kigusi because it's an African problem. And then I have
It's
Jackie.
not an African problem. Fred, you said a
Jackie
Kisi problem.
Salif wants to, hold on. Jackie Salif wants to join, but I'm going to give you more time, so you proceed. But address the problem. There is a problem. We are not saying that we don't want to empower them, but address the problem. Don't you see there's a problem? You know, you need to accept that there's a problem.
Fred, there's a big problem. Even me, that's why I came on. I never come on for anything. I just watch videos. I never come on, even in my own family. There's a problem. I know I have relatives, cousins who have the same problem of not empowering women, of, you know, just because you have a job and you've married a woman, you just mistreat that woman. You treat her like trash. You don't recognize her. You just take her for granted. And just because you're the provider, she just sits back. I cry every time I go home. I want to stand for these women and I want to speak for them, just because they do not have a way. They just, you see a woman come. I've gone to Kenya whereby a woman is thrown out with her children, with her husband. And then you expect, what do you expect? That woman has a home. Just because you paid dowry, a few dollars, does not make you just want to be the head of whatever you say goes. No, talk with your man, talk with your woman, find out how. And I'm proud of my dad. My dad, even up to now, he will ask me, what do you think, Baba? What do you think? This is my suggestion. That's how he treated my mom. What do you think? What do you think? I'm saying I need this and this done. What do you think? He even involved us. Involve your woman in any decision you make. Don't just say, oh, I hear so many men saying that, oh, I'm not going to bring my woman here just because they're going to be walking all over me. I personally, Fred, I've talked to you about that. Personally, I've talked to you about that.
Miss Lynette, let's not go personal. Listen, let's deal with the issue.
Why don't
you
bring your woman here, stay with her, and then you're gonna experience whatever that let's experience.
I want you to stay on. I'm unable to bring a third person. I want you to stay on and have Mr. Daniel. No. Let me have Mr. Nyakundi respond to you. Then Mr. Daniel will follow up. I just want them to respond to you. Don't go away. Let them respond. Just for a minute. Yeah, just disconnect, because I can't bring a third person unless you disconnect. And then you will get back. Just hang around there, and I'll get you back. Let me have one of these gentlemen respond to you. You have to disconnect, otherwise I'm not able to. Okay, let me bring on. Let me bring on Jackie Salifu. Daniel, hold on for a minute. I know you want to go somewhere, but hold on for a minute. Let me have this guy also come in. Jackie Salifu. Accept my request so you can join on. Jackie Salifu. You have your chance to join and respond to Lynette, because we did not have a chance to have a lady speaker yesterday. But what we are discussing are really issues, and it's affecting our diasporans. And I mean, it's a big problem. It's a big problem than people think. But we are not going to keep quiet. We have to, we have to address this issue. Mr. That should be a male. Jackie Salifu, are you seeing my request? Okay. Let me get somebody. It seems it's hard for you to come on. Let me have our guest speaker, Daniel Nyezina, a student in journalism at the University of Sam Houston, Texas, respond to Lynette. Daniel, you have a chance to respond to Lynette. Then I'll get some other people to join me. I do have a bunch of people that want to join, but okay, Daniel, respond quickly.
Hey.
Then I can get somebody else. Then you come back.
You know what? I was just admiring I admired what's her name, Miss Lynette.
Lynette,
what's her
yes.
name again?
Lynette Ogure.
Yes, Lynette Ogure. Yeah. I admired her submission so much, and I think she hit the nail right on his head. But then she kind of got a little bit like
Emotional.
Not emotional, because her concern was, why is it that you are limiting it to Kisi? That's her concern, right?
But today I changed it.
Yes, but the thing is this: you chose that topic because that is what happened, of which you are aware of, that triggered this.
Yes.
Of which I told you yesterday that it wasn't just an issue within the Kisi community, but it cuts across the entirety of the African continent, the Africans living in diaspora, right? But then she wasn't on board yesterday, so perhaps she didn't know that was that. But anyway, I really, I mean, she's right in that regards. But anyway, she talked of something that I think she's very right. She said the women are not empowered. And she even gave a reference. She said anytime she goes home, she sees this woman, she feels like, doing something to help them, empower them. She's very right, very, very right. Sometimes the way the women are being treated is very wrong, very wrong. I don't know if I told you about female genital mutilation. Female genital mutilation is practiced in northern Ghana, part of Ghana. It's no longer practiced, but right now there's a law that bans that. If you go to Senegal and all the places, they do it. Why? Because it's a way to curb the sexual appetite of women, so that they'll be deprived of the pleasure of sex. You see what I'm saying? So you see, so when they do that, that means the woman will not cheat at any point in time. You see what I'm talking about? So that is what she was talking about. I mean, that's an example of what she was talking about.
Daniel,
Yeah.
One second. Darkov, let me have this lady, Becky Luna, to respond to you. She's probably going to hit you under the belt. Darkov, let me see whether she can join on.
I mean, that's the beauty of discussion. That's okay. All right. I'll let me get off so you can bring her in, okay?
Yeah. Let's listen to what she's saying. So when you come up, you wrap it up.
No problem. No problem.
I'm gonna get this lady by the name. Oh, she went. Let me have Salimo. Let me see whether you can see my request. Just check at the bottom of your screen and approve it, and then you can join the show, and see whether you can bring your experience here to the viewers. Meanwhile, as I wait, I will acknowledge those who have joined me. James Omweri is watching. Thank you very much. We have a real issue here, and we have to address it. Vincent Tongi from Dallas, you say it's a good topic to discuss. That's very true, bro. You're gonna come on. Send me a request. I'm gonna give you time here, so send me a request. Jackie Salifu, I don't know why you're unable to connect, but we'll try and see what happens. Haron Ondigi, when you get a chance, try to come on and share your experience, because you have witnessed, I know you have witnessed firsthand this issue we are discussing today. And it's not personal, it's not an issue of personal issue, So let me see, Vincent, come on, Vincent Tongi. I'm gonna give you time to discuss, because you've seen these things happen firsthand, and respond to Lynette, because she's coming hot, and Vincent Tongi, you're coming on. I already approved you. Check down there and do the right thing, and you'll be connected. As we wait for other, people to come on, meanwhile, let me respond to Josephine Masita. You say, Fred, you will never bring your wife to the US. What kind of marriage do you have? Open marriage? I never say that. I've not said that. I mean, that's a lie, so don't take that. My wife will be here. I mean, that's just, it's a matter of time. Joyce Somboga, you say, you're right, Lynette. But you ladies all equally have to accept the fact that we have a problem. So, you know, you also have to address the problem. We have a problem and you have to address it. So, let me get Nasho Kerini to come on. Vincent Tong, you are unable to connect. I don't know what the problem is, but it's a problem on your side. I've done the right thing on this side. Okay. Hope you can come on the show and explain your experience, because it's not a personal issue one-on-one. It's a general problem. Now, I was talking from my own experience, from my own community that I'm aware of, that I've seen, and at no time did I say that it's just our Kisi problem. It's an African problem, and when they come, they are really coming out, and they are saying it's payback time. If you mistreated me in Africa, it's time for me to pay you big time. So, Miss Nasho, I think Nasho Kerini, I couldn't tell you this email, but Nasho Kerini, can you come on? I've done everything to approve you, so, okay. Arap Maish, can you join us before I get my guest speaker here, Mr. Daniel Yezina, to address it, because I cut him short every time, just because he's going to be here the whole night anyway. That's the reason I'm cutting off, because he's going to be here until we wrap up the show. So that's why. Mr. Arap Maish, connect down there. There's somewhere down there under the bottom of your screen where you can hit connect, or, you know. Arap Maish, do the right thing this time so you don't fail. I know you have good connection, so you should be able to join me. Thank you, Mr. Joseph Temidayo, my former co-worker. Thank you for coming on the show. And I want you to come on the show because you have some experience to share. It's an African problem. Mr. Joseph Temidayo, hit me the request. I'll let you come on the show. All right, Miss Joseph Masita, I'm going to allow them to speak. I'm going to allow Lynette to come on the show. So Lynette, hit the show once more. I don't want to cut you short. It's just that I was trying to have somebody respond. I'm not cutting them off. So Lynette Obure, the show is yours anytime you want to join. So hit that request and I'll let you in. Joseph, try to send me the request and share your experience among the Nigerian community. You've been here for a minute. You should have a lot to tell us, because when we have a problem, let us address it and look for ways of, you know, avoiding any further killings. Because what we, okay, Mr. Maina, come on. You're dark. Put on the lights. Mr. Maina.
Yes, sir.
You are connected. Put on the lights. People cannot see you.
Oh.
Put on the lights, bro.
Let me try it.
Yeah, just connect the light. Don't disconnect because you may not get a chance to come on. Thank you, Miss Rosary Nomweri. You say good stuff. Keep up the good job. And that's what we will do, continue to do. Mr. Aurino Untiri from Dallas area, if you get a chance, send that request, because I'll be more than glad to have you, because you are a journalist and you've been here for a long time, but we are discussing real issues here that are affecting our people. Mr. Maina, do you have the lights?
Yes, I'm trying to connect.
No. Your camera is kind of blocked, or your lights are not on.
All right, let me fix it, bro.
Okay.
Let me try to fix it.
Yeah, don't disconnect. Just, do you have a front camera on your computer?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get it going. There's probably somewhere you need to hit, you know, like you hit the selfie. You know, you have to hit something there, and then you can be able to join us.
Yes.
It would be good if you contribute when people can see you, because we can't see you. Okay, Miss Aurina Untiri. All right. Mr. Maina couldn't. Lynette, I'm going to allow you to speak because the ladies are hitting me hard. Lynette, go ahead. They want you to speak.
Well, I'm sorry if I came out rough, but then I'm so
you really hit me under the belt. But
yes, I will, and I will always tell you that, you know me, I say the way it is. But the thing is, our women, especially the women community, now that the topic was women from the Kisi community, I'm a Kisi woman, and I will stand up for Kisi women. Our men do not take us seriously. I've gone back to Kenya. I've been to Kenya. My mother was beat up. My mother was abused. I'm not ashamed to say that, and she will tell you that. One of my uncle abused my mother so much that that topic is like a thorn. When we were young, growing up, my mother was beat up every day. And because my dad was here in America, he wasn't there. So I and my sister vowed that we'll never have any abuse. I will tell you that I'll treat my husband right. I will do whatever I can to be the best woman that he can have. And that's what most women are doing. But when we come to America, of course, some people just have that. I've seen some women misbehave, of course, but not everybody misbehaves, Mr. Fred. I just want to let everyone know that men, the way you treat your woman is not the same way in Kenya. It's not the same way because we work too. We take care of the children. We take care of you guys. So just saying, oh, women in Kenya. No, please don't say that. Because I know I've been a woman, I've been married for about, let's say, 10 years. And I've experienced it. This person, you were not born together. You're going to have to learn this person. You're going to have to walk the walk with this person. You were not married with me. Peter was not married with me. I mean, was not born with me. We were not raised up in the same, household. So the same way, no. We have to start learning baby steps. But I'm asking you, men, our men from Kenya, if you can empower your woman, you can support your woman to go to school. If you can support your woman to do whatever she wants to do, if you can support her in business or whatever, of which some men have done, which I'm so proud of. But most of our men think that when they support their women, they are going to be looked down upon. They don't know when this lady has her own money and you have the money and then you put it together, things are going to become easier.
Miss Lynette, let me cut you short for a second.
Yes.
You are getting out of the topic. We are not talking about men in America refusing to empower their women. If you listen to the guest speaker, Daniel Nyezina, is saying, he was about to give a very good example, and I wish you listen, where this person gave up his education for this lady to go to school. When she graduated, she couldn't respect the man anymore. The cases we are discussing here are not men refusing to educate their wives or their girlfriends. It's when they have given them a chance to get education, graduate from college, sacrifice everything to have them succeed. Here in America, if you don't get support, some kind of support, sometimes you may not make it if you have kids, for example. So we are talking of a scenario after they have been empowered now. they are looking down upon the men. That's what I want you to address.
Mr. Fred, I'm not out of topic. I know what I'm reaching to. Yes, you've supported us. That's what I'm saying. Some do, some don't. Once you get supported, how are you treating me? I finished school, but how are you treating me? Why do you have to feel like, oh, now that she has finished, let me see how it goes? No. If you still treat your woman the same way, I don't think she's gonna be crazy enough to go crazy, like, oh, now I have education, I have this, I have that, and now I can misbehave, I can go whatever. If you treat your woman right, they're gonna treat you right. I'm telling you. If you take her for granted, trust me, she's gonna say, oh, I have my money, I think I can take care of my children, I can take care of, it's you, not everybody. I'm not including everybody. I'm just saying some people just feel like the woman has gone to school and now let me see how she's gonna treat me. Or you start saying that, now that she has her own money, bring the check in. I had somebody talk about, oh, when the wife finished school, they bring the check to them. Why would I bring my check in? We put the money together and discuss what to do with that money. It's not my money. Let me
correct you, Ms. Lynette. Let me correct you.
Yes.
The man you say that is he was actually accused later in the show that he was defending women. What he was saying, his name is Yaya, I hope he could come and respond, is that him and the wife bring their checks together and decide on what to do. It wasn't that the man tells the wife, bring your check here. No, that wasn't the case. Probably you misquoted him.
Maybe I did. But then the thing is, you work together, you go to work the same way I go to work is the same way the man goes to work. But you decide, you're not the one, our kissing men think that whatever they say, trust me, some think that whatever they say goes. No, you talk to your woman. It's not that we've come here, we have adopted. Of course, there's some things that we've adopted that is not right, but talk to your woman. What are we doing? Okay, we've got this money for taxes. What are we doing with this money? It's not that, oh, I've gone, I'm going to build, I'm going to buy this land in Kenya, so that's what goes. No. Talk to your woman. You know what they want to do with it too.
Let me read what people are saying here. Roslyn Omweri says, encourage both couples to support each other, and they should work hard. For example, why can't the man go to school? And another lady says, Nancy Goro says, sounds like insecurity holds back equality. You're going to respond to that in a minute. And another man here is asking, Joseph Nyakundi saying, he's asking, treat the woman right, how? So those are some of the examples. And the man that was supposed to talk, say he want to come, can you let him come? The guest speaker, Daniel Dombere. So he can give you that West African example so that you don't kill me.
No, I'm not going to kill you. You see, like now, the insecurity. Nancy Goro is talking about insecurity. After the woman has gone to school, man, you feel insecure. You think this woman is going out there just, do you know some women have never been allowed to just go have a good time out there? Just because a woman dresses up nicely, you think they're going to cheat on you.
Hold on.
Do you know that?
Lynette,
yes.
Hold on. Yesterday, if you watch the show, towards the end, Mr. Joseph Nyakundi said that good time that you go have, that good time that you go have ends up being very good time. And I want him to come and say what he saw.
No, let me tell you the good time I'm talking about. Because my man leaves me to go out there and have a good time with other ladies. We talk, we have fun. By the time I come home, My stress is out. I have 4 kids, plus a husband. That's a lot of stress, plus work, full-time job. So that's a lot of work. So if I go out there with my girlfriend, I tell my husband, hey, honey, I am going out there. I'm going with so-and-so out there, you know, out there and, you know, just have a good time. We are going out to eat, or we are going out to a movie, or we are going to dance. There's nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But our men, our kissing men, have this mentality of when you're dressed up nicely, you're going to cheat. You're dressed up nicely, you're not doing the right thing. Oh, why is your hair like that? Why are you dressed up like this? No. Wait, let these women go out there and have a good time, as long as you know where they are and you have trust. You've trusted them. You've given them the power to trust. Then they are not.
Can you answer this? Lynette, Lynette, Osazwa is asking, Osazwa Omorogbe is asking, it's actually putting it like this: why don't you women sacrifice for the man to go to school? Because I have a case where the man sacrificed for the wife to go to college. After she graduated, the man said, hey, now support me so that I can go to school. Do you know the answer the lady gave to the man? Where have you ever had men get educated by women?
That's where
a living example that I have.
That is where talking together is coming in. That's where you plan, and you don't have to say, oh, you go to school and then I'll go to school. No, that's where you talk. That's where, if my husband, like right now, my husband is going to school, I'm supporting it 100%. What is wrong with that? There's nothing.
That's very good. That's very rare.
When I was going to school, my husband was right there. He supported me. So what is wrong with that? And we're still together. We are still standing. We still have to, up to now, we have 4 children. So what is wrong with that? I've never had anything come in like, oh, you've gone to school now. No. Support your man. Support your woman. That is where support is. That mentality of Kenya, you know, of Kenya, that, oh, a man is the only one who is supposed to go to school. I've had my relatives say that women, girls are not supposed to go to school. No. Support your woman, support your man. Go to school. Both of you go to school, good money coming in. What is wrong with that? Our men need to really throw that mentality of, if I take her to school, she's going to leave me, she's going to do this. No, please.
Can you allow somebody here quickly? He does shows. Mr. Orina Ontiri is a journalist in Dallas. He wants to respond to you. Can you let him respond? Because I know you watch his shows, you listen to his radio. Can you let him respond to you for a minute? Because he probably has something to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Orina Ontiri, can you join us while we wait for the guest speaker Daniel Nyezina to come in? Mr. Orina, accept my request and give us your experience and address the issue. Welcome, Mr. Orina Ontiri.
Yes,
you are live.
Are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes, very clearly.
Thank you.
Respond to Lynette.
Yeah, thank you, because I'm driving. I thought maybe I won't be clear. Let me start by saying, you know, marriage things between 2 people. And if you join marriage as independent individuals and you remain to be independent, there will be a problem. You must always become one for you to tackle issues as one person. And another problem we have here is that there are so many advisors, and when you look into the life of these advisors, you will go astray. I like the way the other lady was just dropped the call, the way she was talking, but, you know, if you are going to have your good time, you became a husband and wife, one body. Who told you that your husband does not need that good time? And if you educate your woman, you educate your husband. Those are family issues. Yeah. You agree that somebody is going to school so that as a family, you can improve your life as a family. Not like that I'm educating you, you educate me. No, you are one person. Anything you do is for the sake of the family. So this issue of like I educated you, no, that's being selfish. Let men educate their women. Let women hold hands together and build their family and focus more on your family other than third parties. Now, if you are telling somebody that, you know, my husband lets me out, if she doesn't go out, that is according to their family agreement. You don't have to incite them so that maybe they behave the way you want. What I can say is that marriage issues are very difficult, and each family, each marriage is very unique. So I may not copy Brother Fred, your family, and say that the way Fred lives, I want my family to be like his. No, every family is unique, and
yes, that's very true.
There are people who have undergone through abuses. Maybe some of us have had so many good families. It's unfortunate there are a few men, of course, few men who misbehave, but you cannot stereotype and say, you know, kissy men. No, there are so many ladies.
Okay. Let me ask you, Mr. Orina.
Yes.
This topic came about because of the killings that have happened among the Gusi community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what happened in Minneapolis? We had a memorial service in New Jersey just a few hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
We had an attempted murder in Atlanta about 3 years ago in 2012.
Yes.
We are talking about these scenarios whereby once these females get empowered, there seem to be majority problems in the house. I mean, a number of people are having problems.
Let me cut you short. You know, this is our perception. If one of those family members came and told you what they were undergoing, maybe you'll sympathize with them. As we see the outside picture that somebody did and this to his wife or to her husband, you know, mostly we are not told what they undergo every day, every night. So I may not go deep into it, because if you are told, you may come to understand maybe there was this and this problem. In our language, there's something that we say that what is under the roof is hidden to only that family. So most of us, we judge and say, you know, there are so many killings. Yes, there are killings. And do you know these killings, we only know them because we come from that tribe. There are also other killings in other tribes, in other races. There are so many killings, like where I'm staying here in Arlington. So it's about those that we know. The majority that we know are maybe from our tribe, because that is where we are interested to hear. So if we are interested to hear about other races, other communities, yes, we will see, oh, Kumbe, these things are everywhere. So my point is, yes, there may be so many things that have happened here. There are so many killings, there are so many domestic violences, but it all comes to one point. A family as a unit, a husband and a wife, they must be one body. If one person wants to do something for self-interest, selfish gains, then that's where the problem comes. You start saying, you know, I educated you. Where does educated you come from if this is your wife? Then that means if you are one body, you educated yourself. You only did this to improve your family. If you educate your husband, you don't say, you know, I'm educating a husband. No, I want to improve my life so that our kids can live a happy life. So I don't know if you get my point.
No, I get your point.
Yeah,
I get your point. What I'm going to request you,
yes,
hold your thought for a second since you're driving.
Yeah.
Stay on. I want you to come again. I have a question for you that you will respond honestly.
Okay,
so,
I will.
So take off. Let me get
okay.
Let me get Ozazu to come in, and Ozazu, are you gonna come in before our guest speaker Daniel Nyezina gets in here? Ozazu, the floor is yours. Tell us your experience. The topic today is, you know, about these disagreements between couples once they get to America. People are usually very happy in Africa, but when they get to America, it's a war zone. They declare war on each other. The woman says, it's payback time. You mistreated me in Africa, I'm going to teach you a lesson, or whatever it is. So that's the point of discussion tonight. It's not a general family, issue. It's an issue of when the ladies get to America, they change their colors. They show the men their true colors, as Mr. Daniel Nyezina said. So, Osazwa, can you join me? Because we have a bunch of people that have raised their hands up, and I want to give them a chance to speak. Osazwa, you should be able to connect. All right, Ms. Osazwa, you disappeared. I'm going to now show Kerini. I'm going to give you another chance. Otherwise, I'll get back to the guest speaker to respond to Lynette. Kerini, hope you can get me this time. Just check down there under the screen at the bottom. You'll be able to connect. So the point of discussion is, please don't get out the topic. It's not the normal, house setup. We are talking about a scenario where I'm a witness where families were very happy in Africa. When they go to America, and the lady who never used to work or never had a better job, once she gets a very good job, making more money than the husband, then the husband is in trouble. That's the issue we're discussing today. It's not a normal, family issue here and there. No, it's an issue of change, whereby the lady gets power, and then she shows the true colors. So, Osazwa, can you get on board? Because I already approved you. You should be able to get on call. Okay, you seem to disappear, and I'm gonna have Mr. Maish. Can you come now, Mr. Maina? Thank you, the following, for joining my show. Mr. Maina, can you join us and respond to Lynette?
Yes, sir. Can you see me?
I can't see you. I don't know what the problem is. So if you can't be seen, you can also speak. Go ahead.
Okay, what I'm saying is, I want to agree with the gentleman who just spoke some few minutes ago. There is a lot of advisors. Those people who...
coaches. We call them coaches.
Yeah, when they see a good family, their life is miserable sometimes.
Okay.
They want to get in other people's business, and they advise them. And most of the time, they have stayed in America for a long time, and maybe their family broke up, but they want to mess other people's families. Also, I want to get to the men, because also men, they contribute to the problem too. Some men, I can say for sure, one thing, they are not hardworking. They are lazy. When men came from Kenya, when they come to this country, they don't want to work. They let the women do everything, right?
And they sit home drinking.
They sit home drinking and eating those nyama chomas, right? What do you expect?
Okay.
An African man culturally is supposed to work hard so that he can support his family and support his, and raise his kids. If the man is not able to do that, then the woman is playing the man role, then there will be a problem. Already there is an imbalance, right? So,
but let me ask you, Mr. Maina.
Yes, sir.
Do you think the rate of divorce up here in the United States is higher, and then it's ending up in killings? I don't know. I spoke of the Gusi community, of which I have first-hand information, of which I know. Among your own community, do you have this scenario where the husband is trying to kill the wife because the wife is now too powerful?
First of all, that topic, when you mentioned Kisii, that was not good, because now I actually was expecting the discussion to be in Kisii, to be in Kisii language, right? So
I withdraw that statement.
Yeah, so just withdraw that. It should be African women or African marriages. Okay, if I can tell you my own experience, what I have just told you is, when the woman is working too much and the man is not waking up and trying to help the woman so that they can come up well together, then there will be a problem. And I have seen it happening, because the woman thinks that this man is leaving me to do everything, right?
I agree. I agree.
So when you
That's
talk,
very
when
true.
you talk about men, I mean women, we should be balanced. We should also talk about African men, because when a man is frustrated, that's what is bringing up all these killings. Because maybe the woman is too ambitious and too successful, and the men beings, I think the best thing is to eliminate this woman, right?
Which is the worst scenario, the end scenario is because the kids are suffering at the end of the day, Mr. Minor.
And the guy will end up in prison. You know what will happen, right?
Yes.
So, and still,
Yes.
when we have this kind of a discussion, please let people come up with solutions. Because
that's the point. That's why I brought today's show. Yesterday we discussed the problems. Now today we are trying to get solutions. And the special guest speaker, the lady there,
yeah,
is trying to provide some, solutions on how men and their wives should sit and discuss. So I'm gonna allow you take a break, and let me have a disconnect. Let me try somebody here who has actually tried so many times to come on the show to speak. Nasho Kerini. Mr. Minor, just disconnect and hang around. I'll get you back.
Thank you, sir. I'll be back.
Okay. Just disconnect, because I'm not able to bring a third person unless you disconnect.
Okay. I'm trying to disconnect.
Yeah, just you have to disconnect. Okay. Nasho, you're gonna come on the show and respond before I bring on Linda Tobura again, because we are looking for solutions today. And please address the issue of this, how am I gonna put it? I don't know the best language to put it. A scenario whereby families are so happy in Africa, but when they get to America, the ladies are showing the men their true colors. I mean, that's the truth. And I'm not going to bend on that, because it's what I've seen firsthand. It's something I know that is happening to so many people. So I'm addressing it because I know what's happening. Nasho, can you see my request down there? Then I will... Nasho, are you able to see my request? Okay, then probably you still have the chance to connect. So I'm going to have the guest speaker here, Daniel Nyezina, to give us a story yesterday on what happened. Mr. Daniel, come on the show, and can you give us that story yesterday on how this man sacrificed the education for the wife? As you come in to that topic, and people can... Okay, go straight to that topic. Start on how this man... Yeah. Go on.
Okay, before I continue from there, let me say this real quick. Yesterday I told you something. I said, look here, when a person is empowered, then the true color of the person is projected or seen.
Yes.
If you empower a man, if a man is poor, right, then he gets empowered. He gets that financial liberty, that financial independence. He tends to project his true color. If he's a humble and respectful person, he's going to remain like that. If he's an arrogant and a disobedient person, there you would have him. Because at that point in time, he feels he's at liberty to do what he wants. Same applies to women. If a woman depends on a man for everything, she is compelled to remain calm, because she knows that it is a man that would give her what she needs. But when she gets her empowerment, financial empowerment, if she's a respectful, God-fearing woman, like that lady, what's her name? You can tell from all indications. Yeah, you can tell she's a nice person. If she's that kind of person, she will remain like that, being loyal to the husband, and be a good woman to the husband, right? If you happen to have a woman who is an arrogant, disobedient woman, immediately she gets her empowerment, her freedom, financial freedom, then you tend to see her true color. And yesterday I gave an example of what happened in Ghana, my native country, where this man, a teacher, took a loan, helped the wife established a business. Then when the business prospered, then the woman would be at a drinking spot, drinking with guys, and would not even, tend to look at the husband again. She used to prepare like meals for the husband. Now she doesn't do that anymore. She tends to disrespect the husband and all that. And this is in Ghana. in Africa. Same way over here, right? But then think about it this way: marriage is meant for empowerment. You empower each other. If I marry a woman, my role as a man is to help empower my woman. The role of a woman is also to help empower me. We empower each other. You see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Whatever pertains to the marriage depends on the two of us. You see what I'm saying? But then, if one person feels that, oh, for me, in this marriage, in as much as right now I can be at, I'm independent and I can do whatever I want, you don't matter anymore. I don't think that's good. I don't think that's fair. And these are some of the cracks that if not taken care of, result into what happened within that Kisi community. But anyway, this problem does not pertain to Kisi community alone. As I said yesterday, it pertains to all other African communities. It cuts across. Kisi is in Kenya. I'm from Ghana. I've seen 1,000 cases from Ghana because of the work I do. I've heard a whole bunch of them. Here in America, I've heard a lot. In Europe, Australia, I've heard a lot. If you go to Nigeria, it's worse. About 3-4 years ago, there was a man from Burkina Faso, brought his wife, and he ended up, starving the wife to death because of similar things like this. You see what I'm saying? So the issue, these are some of the issues you need to look into. And besides that my good brother says something. He said there are a lot of advices, and I think that's very true. If you are in a marriage and your mother-in-law does not want to leave your wife alone, or your mother does not want to leave you and your wife alone, then you are in trouble. There are some people who get married and everything in the marriage is dictated by the man's mother. Oh no, you're supposed to do this. Don't let your wife do this. No, you're supposed to do that. No. This is my marriage. It's me and my wife. So what happens is between us. You're my mother, yes. I'll relate to you as a mother. If I need an advice or anything, I can come to you. But don't come into the marriage and start running it. Yes, you can play a role, but not the lead role in the marriage. Same thing applies to in-laws. Go ahead.
Mr. Daniel.
Okay.
We have a bigger problem, and don't get out of the topic.
Okay.
This transition from Africa to the United States, that's where my problem is. Whereby you file for your wife, or you all come together and get here in America. The wife wasn't working in Africa. She sees opportunity here where she's making probably more money than you. That's where the problem is happening,
Mr. Fred. It is not all. It does not apply to all women. Just like my sister rightly said. If you listen to her carefully, she said she indicated. She said it happens. There are some women who are like that, and there are some who are not. And I think she's very right. That's what I said. There are two sides to a coin. You have some people who are good, some are bad. And as I said from the beginning, whoever you are, we're all different. Our mentalities are all different. And we all come from different households. Our way of thinking is different. Our belief system is different. If you are a God-fearing woman, you go into marriage because of love, you love your husband, and you want to make your marriage work. You want to, you need the best for your marriage and your kids. No matter what amount of money you make, you can even be as rich as Oprah Winfrey, but yet still, there will not be any problem with your marriage. You not disrespect your husband. You not, turn your husband to a housemaid. No, you still respect your husband just the same way you want your husband to treat you. Usually, it is who you are. That's the way I see it. When the women come over here, right now, if the woman is a good woman, she gets her freedom. Good, everything is okay. Even if the man is broke, she will be there for you. But if she's not that type, she's a different person, she's a different kind of person, then she gets that freedom, she will not mind you. Again, my sister said something which is quite interesting. She said it does not only apply to women, it applies to men too. There's this Nigerian lady, she's here. Amisi, you and I, both of us live in the same city, right? She lives here,
yes,
about half a mile from me. This lady went to Nigeria and brought the husband. Now, guess what? The husband has started making money. The husband is not chasing other women. So it doesn't only apply to women. It applies to both. You see what I'm saying? But we know that the greater percentage of people who come over here and go to bring is usually men coming over here and go to bring their wives. But then we should not also lose sight of the fact that some women also come over here and they go bring their husbands. We have thousands of countless number of people like that. But they go to bring their husbands. They bring their husbands over here. The husband starts to make money. Maybe the husband goes. The lady had been there for let's say the lady had been there for like 5, 6, 7 years. She goes to Africa, marries the husband, and brings her over here. Brings him over here. Now the husband goes to school. The husband starts making money. The husband goes home and starts chasing women. The husband goes home and just says, you know, the ladies will not, because an American man has come home. All the ladies in the town were chasing after him. Now he's messing around. How about that? Have we looked at? Have we looked at that perspective too? No.
No.
So I think we have to look at it from a holistic perspective, just like my sister was saying. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, it is who you are. But then, if you are a good man, if you are a very good man, and you really love your wife, you love your marriage, you want the best for your marriage, and maybe your wife came and got you from Africa and brought you over here, you still loyal to your wife, no matter the amount of money. You can even be Bill Gates or Warren Buffett, but yet still, you will not want to treat your wife like a rag. No. Remember, it is said that what you give off is what you get, right? Give and take. If you treat your woman, you treat her well, like a queen, make her feel that, you know what, you are so important to me, you are my equal. Let's forget of that mentality that, oh, to every successful man, there's a woman behind. How about there's a woman besides him? I think there should be an element of equality here. You see what I'm saying? If a man treats a wife that way.
Let me read a few comments here so that you can know where the trend is.
Okay.
And I have a lady, Mary Bitutu. She say, so men, what is your solution? Are you going to continue killing women because that's the only option for you? No. We are saying
not at all.
Killing shouldn't happen. We are not supporting killing. We're just asking, how can we help our people? And then Emily Moses say, it's not transition. It's who you are. If I feel your own ego, if you feel your own ego, you'll never change, but it's only listening earwax. It doesn't matter how much you make. Being humble helps. That's very true.
That's exactly what I was saying.
Jackie Salifu says smart talk, Daniel. And Betty Nyakuba is asking,
wait a minute, what is smart talk?
He say you're talking good, smart talk. I don't know what it means, but it's a recommendation probably to you. And Joseph, the man who I want to have him on the show to tell us how these ladies went to have good time and they ended up having very good time. I want him to come on the show and explain, because he's not a boy to lie, you know. You listen to him. So I want Joseph Nyakundi to send me a request so you can explain yourself. But today he's very blunt. He say, women are not good. They are snakes. That's what he says here. That's not me. That's Joseph Nyakundi.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that.
All of them are.
I don't buy that at all.
Okay. He's going to come here and explain himself, because we don't want to muscle him. We want to bring him on. And Emil Moses says, brother, thank goodness you are speaking my language. I hope it's you or whoever it is. So let me see. I'm gonna try give a chance to somebody. Hold on and listen to what they are saying, Mr. Daniel.
Okay, no problem.
You come back, because
I'll step out. Yeah, no problem. I'll step out. So when you're ready for me, let me know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
Okay, all right. Let me step out for a second.
Okay. It's Bossy Hammond. You're gonna come on the show. Bossy Hammond. Bossy Hammond, you're connecting. And somebody say I'd like to come. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna, as I wait for Bossy Hammond to speak, Orina until you say continue speaking a lot of sense. I'm gonna let Miss Orina. He's a guest speaker. He's gonna be here throughout the show, so he's gonna continue speaking. Josephine Masida says Kisi men have a huge anger and ego problems. Some, not all of us. Some do have anger, but not all of us have, these anger issues. Emily Moses say, I'd like to come to the show and speak. Emil Moses, send me a request. I'll let you come in. Emil Moses, just send me a request. I'll let you come in. So, Hammond, Boss Hammond, your time is here. You need to connect. I already approved you, so you just need to hit. Okay, I'm gonna give it to. I'm gonna give it to Jackie Salifu, and meanwhile, I want one of the ladies here on the show to come. Just send me a request, then I bring you on the show. But I also try to send you a request. If you want to speak, I'll send you a request. All right, Mr. explain yourself. Salifu?
Yes. How you doing, sir?
I'm very good. The topic we have is this issue of transition. Families are very happy in Africa. When they move over to the United States, it becomes a big hell. What is your experience?
Yes, sir. There is. My experience is, it happened in some situation, but what I can say is, I'm gonna be fair. I'm gonna talk about the problem of women, and I'm gonna talk about the problem of men. When a
Correct.
relationship becomes, when we men or women we think relationship become about money, then it become a very big problem. Problem in the sense that we shouldn't have even talked about money in a relationship. So some women, when they come here, when they start making money, like you said, when they start making a lot of money, more than the husband, they're trying to be like the head of the family. But we in Africa, we know our culture. We know that the man is the head of the family, regardless of the situation. The man is always the head of the family. But we men, we should understand that we should respect our women. We should give them respect. Our women deserve some respect. They deserve some dignity. Like, for example, I'm a guy from Cameroon, and I am a Fulani man. We Fulani, we have a mentality of our girls.
Hold on, Mr. Salifu. Are you from the Fulani community?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am.
Cameroon.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
So we, the Fulani, we have a mentality of our girls not going to school. And that is a no-no to me and a no-no to everyone who say that their girls should not go to school. So when you keep your children, when you keep your girls, all your girls in not going to school, these are the kind of situation they're gonna get treated bad, because whoever gonna marry them will do whatever they wanna do to them. So when you have to put this into consideration, then we have to. That's a big problem to our community. So we have to find a solution to remedy that kind of situation. So for the men, some men, I'm gonna be honest. Some men are good, some men are bad. Some women are good, some women are bad. We have good women, we have good men. But the thing is, when a problem identifies a problem solved. When you say you have a problem and you don't know you haven't identified your problem, then that is a big problem. So a man has to respect the woman. A woman has to respect the man, but the woman has to understand that the man is the head of the family. So regardless of the situation, you have to respect your husband, because if you don't respect your husband, you don't have to disrespect your husband. Then one of the things that the woman talk about, going out having fun. All this while that you've been having fun when you were not married. The day that you have your wife, why will you even go out to have fun? Why don't you go out with your husband and have fun? Why will you go out and have the fun by yourself? I know you have a lot of problems. I know you have a lot of problems. You have your work, you have your family home, you have your husband. It's stressful, but you cannot tell me that you want to go out and have a good time. Yes, it's good to go out and have a good time. I accept that. But you know that you are married now. You are with somebody. Why will you even go outside by yourself? That's a big question.
Mr. Salifu, are you responding
Yes,
to the lady that came here and said she gets a chance to go and have fun with her friends? Are you responding to her?
Of course, yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, she will come back. She will come back and respond to you what she meant, and I'm gonna request you to duck back a little bit so you can get a response from the lady. Do not go away. Stay and send me a request. I'll get you on so that we can give a chance to for her to respond to you.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna have you gotta disconnect, otherwise I cannot introduce a new person unless you disconnect. So you have to disconnect. Okay, thank you for disconnecting. Okay, Miss Lynette, you wanna come on, and before you come on, I'm gonna introduce Boss Hammond once more, see whether she can come. But Miss Lynette, you need to respond to the gentleman that just left, and you know, see whether you can. Nancy Goro, do you want to speak? Because I see you really hitting these guys here, so you can you know, explain yourself. Boss Hammond, I've given you that opportunity to show up, so accept my request. You can actually come on the show. Okay, if you don't, then I'm gonna allow Lynette to hit back and you know, respond to the men that just spoke. So Boss Hammond, you're a guest speaker today as well, so hit the request and accept, because I already approved you from this side. Okay, Boss Hammond.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, we can't see your face. Can you move a little bit to the screen so we can see you?
Well,
You've been following the show. The point of discussion is that transition. Families were very happy in Africa. When they go to America, the lady is making more money probably than the man. That's where the genesis of the problem starts from. Can you respond before your fellow lady, Lynette Ogure, comes on the show? Go ahead, it's your time.
yes, I personally think the problem is, you know, mostly when people come from back in Africa, they come like, especially here in Europe. Obviously, I'm in UK and I know in America.
Oh, thank you very much. Are you speaking from the United Kingdom?
Yes.
Okay, give us your UK experience, because we have a problem in America. Let's hear what you say from the United Kingdom. So listen, my American guests, listen to what the lady is saying from the UK. Welcome.
So, you know, like when you're in Africa, you we always do. Of course, you respect your husband, and you're also the husband is the head of the house. But when you move to US or in UK, as you know, we don't have that cheap labor. You know, like we don't have like house girls, people to help around. So you both of you get to work if you're able to work. Of course, you like to work so that you can make your life better. And so if both of you are working, I think it helps if the husband also helps, like to help in the house and like with the chores and things. So even if the wife works and earns more money, you still have to respect your husband like he's the husband, but not helping each other to do housework or things around the house doesn't make you any, you know, doesn't make you any smaller from your wife, or make you feel like you're now lower over your wife. And also the ladies, you have to like respect your husband no matter what, whether even if you're earning more money or he's earning more, or you're earning more money than your husband, still maintain your dignity and say, you know, we are a family. I'm earning more money, he's earning less. I don't mean that I have to disrespect him now. But the thing is, if like we live from back home, we come in UK or in US, then you get at this type of men. You're working, you're earning more money than your husband, but he's still not even respecting you. He's still treating you like, oh, he'll come home, he doesn't do anything, he will probably sit around drinking, or he goes out and has his own fun, and you're here left with, you know, looking after the children if you have children, doing the housework because you don't have any help. Then the husband just comes, you know, like anytime, acting like, you know, I'm the head of the house no matter what. Of course, then the woman is going to react into this and say, you know.
Let me ask you a question. Before I ask you, let me read a comment here.
Yeah.
Mr. Daniel Yezina say great point. So he say your point is good. Lenis Oenga from Iowa, I think. Listen to what she's saying. Being married does not mean I can't go out and be with other women and have, you know, a women's time. Going out with other men when I'm married is bad. But we women like having our own women time, which is acceptable. We don't do bad things as long as I'm home early, knowing I have a family to take care of. I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You you've listened to the news, you've read news of the killings that have happened in New Jersey just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
There's one that happened in Minneapolis about 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There was an attempted murder in Atlanta, Georgia, involving our own people.
Mm-hmm.
What is your own experience in the United Kingdom?
You know, to be honest, I think women can be as bad as men as well, because I think men are dying emotionally, because you know what, back home we know there are no rules. So when women here, they fight because you know you have rules and you can do anything you want. If your husband starts to mistreat you, you know all you have to do is just kick him out, and then you know you are left. So I think instead of women being tolerant and trying to respect their husband, and you know, like if he's done something, just try to talk to them. Instead, if he does something small or they get a bigger job, they start to saying, you know what, why should I be with this useless man? At the end of the day, I can live on my own. I've got a job. He can just, you know, fuck off, as they say. They can just get away. And instead of reasoning, thinking, you know, this is my husband, let's build our life together, let's work things out, they start to stress them. And because here they can't raise their hands to beat them like how the way they can do it back in Africa, so the women have priority. They know, oh, I have the priority, because we know here and in US, the kids comes first, followed by the wife. So the followed by animals.
They say, hey,
followed by the animals, and then the women, the men, the men are
correct.
You know.
Yeah.
If you think about the killing, let me finish. It's the way, you know, you've lived with your wife for so long, or you've really struggled to come and get this wife from maybe Africa, and maybe it was a clever woman, but back in Africa she couldn't make enough money. You think, you know, that's really a nice woman. If I bring her here, we're going to make really good money and we're going to build our life. So when you bring her over here, she comes and she starts treating a man like rubbish, because they've gotten their job. Now they're in a better position. There's nothing you can do to them. So this man starts dying from inside. You know, there's so men who are very weak, and they don't really, they're not strong enough to deal with some issues. So they think, you know, at the end of the day, I've helped this woman. I have spent a lot of money on her. So I think the only option we've got married, we've had kids, and now she wants to throw me out. She's now giving me restriction on how to see my kids. So I'm gonna see her around, walking around with another rich man and not me. So I could rather die. I don't have anything to live for, you know.
Which is a very bad end.
Which is really bad, you know. I'm thinking, yeah, men can be bad, but women can be as bad. So if they can, you know, like tolerate, if somebody's done something, just talk to them. Not unless they're to that extent that they're really wild animal, which is like maybe 2%. But most of the time, it's to do with work. When women get power, and few of them will think, oh, yeah, I have power, this is still my husband. But if the husband is still good and respects the wife and says, you know what, let's do this, and this helps in the house. If the lady wants to go out, you can go out, have fun. You know, you have your husband with your other girlfriends. Come back home. The man is also allowed to go out. When you're at home, help each other out. You know, if somebody is blessed enough to have a better job, instead of saying, oh, you know, I earn more money than you, who are you? You know, you can at the end, you know, just, you know, deal with it. And in that way, God will help you and God will build your family, you know, and respect each other. And then money is nothing. You know, money will all die and leave it here. You know? Correct.
That's very true. Could you allow another lady, but I want you to stay around, do not go. Miss Lennis Oenga is in Iowa in the Midwest. She wanna come on.
I've been trying to comment, but I don't know, something is wrong with I can't comment because I've been really trying. I couldn't get through. So yeah, I can hang around a little bit, but I can't seem to get through to commenting messages. Something is up. But I'll wait.
Yeah, you go, just disconnect. Let me have Lenny Soenga speak. Then I'd like to come back because you haven't answered my question. When you come back, I'll ask you some hard questions.
Okay. All right.
Let me have Lenny Soenga. You're coming up next. Once Hammond leaves, Miss Boss Hammond, you have to discuss. Oh, thank you, Miss Lenny Soenga. Come on the show and let's share your experience. And please, let's share it positively and let's address the issue because we do have a problem. How do we get out of this mess? Because there are so many ladies coming from Africa. Let them not come here and get themselves in the same problems that we are addressing here. Miss Lenny Soenga, the floor is yours before we get to the guest speaker, Daniel Nyezina, to address one or two issues here. Because as a journalist, we do borrow a lot from him because he goes to so many functions and he has a lot that he can share with us. So, Miss Lenny Soenga, go ahead, ma'am.
Thank you for the what I would like to say is that respect should be from both sides. Like, a woman needs to respect her husband and the husband respects the woman. I think where the problem is, our men back home, they used to, I remember like men used to be, if the man speaks, he has spoken, you know? And our men have that ego because that is what they know. They grew up in families where the men were like everything. If your dad comes home and the things are not straight, then you guys are gonna be hiding under the table, you know? That's what our men know, and they want to do that. But when we come to this country, we find that there are laws that are protecting women. And when women know that there are these laws that are protecting them, they're not going to give men a chance to exercise their power. And the men feel threatened, you know? We misuse these laws, and now I can be doing things the way I want, knowing that my husband will not have a voice to ask because I'm protected. And then this is where the problem comes in. Number two, we are both working. Most of the time in Africa, women were staying at home and taking care of the children, but now we both are going to work. So if I went to work in the morning, maybe I'm pulling a double today, I'm working 16 hours. When I come home, I have kids. I will expect my husband will have maybe cleaned up the house and made food and cooked and made sure the children's homeworks are done. I don't want to come home after working 16 hours and find my husband on the couch with a remote, not doing anything, you know? Because I've been working, I will expect him to help me with the chores too. Or then we will agree, if he doesn't want to do that, I will stay home and take care of the kids and everything in the house, and then he will go to work the way it used to be in Africa. But if I'm going to work, at least he may not do everything the way I could have done it, but I will expect my husband to help me out. And the issue of people going out, if my husband wants to go out and have fun with other men, maybe go fishing. I don't like fishing. I don't play soccer. If he wants to go out with other men and play soccer, I'm okay with that. They can go out and play as long as he's home early and he knows that he has a wife, he have kids at home that are waiting for him, as long as he's not going to look at other women. As well, I feel that I'm not tied to have time with other women. I remember right now I'm in Iowa, I'm in school, and we are not a big population here of Kenyans or Africans. Actually, it's so stressful. Sometimes as women, we would like to go out. You know, we stay at home and take care of the children. Like me, I have 3 kids. Being home with these children every day, taking care of them and doing everything, sometimes we get exhausted. For me to go out and be with other women and laugh out, at least have fresh air, I think my husband should give me that opportunity to go out without him feeling bad, because I'm not going to look for other men. I'm actually going at least to be sane, you know. Sometimes staying at home and taking care of the kids and work and school, it can be so exhausting. It's okay for me to go out once in a while. I'm not going to drink. I don't drink. But it's okay for me to go laugh out, to pick a chapati with my friends in their house. We eat, we dance, I come back home. Knowing that I have kids that are supposed to be in bed and they are going to school the following morning, I will make sure I'm home early. And as long as I'm not going to look for men out there. So I think women feel threatened when men do not recognize them. You find a man has a list of things that he wants to do. He says, let's say men like doing projects. You have no idea that your husband is having projects. You just see maybe money sent to Africa, and you have no idea where that money is going. We would like to be involved in things and be together in the same page with our men when we are doing things as a family. I don't want him to hide things from me. And if he hides things from me, then I will be questioning what's going on with our marriage or our relationship. And women, please, we are in these countries where we are protected by the law. Let us not remember that men have to be men whatsoever, no matter where they are. Even God has said that a man is the head of the house. Even if I'm in America, maybe I'm a nurse, my husband is a nurse, we have the same paycheck, same amount of money. It has to be in my head that a man is a man. Nothing is going to change that. We have to respect men. They are the heads of the house. As long as they don't come home looking down at us, not wanting us to say anything in the house just because we are women, wanting us not to have any voice. No, they should include us in the plans and everything that is going on in the family, because we are both grown-ups. And if I've made a mistake, please, I would like my husband to sit me down as a grown-up and talk to me, and I can understand, or we can talk together, see where the problem is, instead of him just treating me like a child, or even insulting me, or trying to put me down just because I'm a woman. You know, it doesn't work that way. I'm a grown-up. If I've done something wrong, let us sit down together and solve our problem. Communication. Communication is the greatest of all. So if we cannot communicate, we are going to kill each other. We are going to abuse the powers that is like the laws that are protecting us, and make our men feel like pieces of crap around us. And they are men. For sure, if you put a man down, he's going to retract one day. Of course, his hands are restrained. He cannot hit you. But the moment he's going to get up, he's going to do something stupid. So don't make men feel that we are sitting on them, no matter how the environment or the laws are protecting women. Number 2, men, please, love your women. If you love me, if you treat me like a queen. Men are different, and sometimes they do not understand that we are different. I will love my husband. He may not spend a lot of money. I don't want him to spend the whole bank account on me. But once in a while, just get me a flower. Just make me feel like, you still love me the way we met the first time we met.
Yes.
That way, I will love you back, and I will respect you. But if you make me feel like a piece of crap, then I'm going to show you that you cannot do that. We are not in Africa anymore, And that is how people end up killing their wives, and that's how families end up breaking.
Can you allow me read some of the comments here concerning what you've just spoken?
Okay.
Okay. James Wabuga says, you speak for all good women in diaspora. Leave alone these bull-headed women. Another one says, equality is not exchanging roles, but doing all as God requires wives to be submissive to their husbands, and husbands to love their wives as Christ loves the church. Anything outside that God requires will lead to chaos and destruction. Gladys Kasmol says communication is key. Betty Nakiba says respect comes first. There are so many of them, and Lynette Obure, the guest lady speaker tonight, say, ladies spoken. She said you just spoke everything. So I'm gonna ask, if you have time, you can just duck off for a minute so that I can bring Mr. Orina Untiri. You know, Orina Untiri he got his radio show, and he's one of our journalists. You want to speak something, so just hang around there, hang around the kitchen and get us some chapatis. Orina can speak. Or do you want to finish up?
Yeah.
Wrap it up?
Yeah, one last thing that I wanted to say is I've heard men complain that women are denying them sex because of the things that happen around the house. Men feel intimidated if they're coming home, they have been working the whole day, and women are denying them their right to their bodies. You know, we are together.
Oh, hold on. Yesterday, to that point, I'm not cutting you. A speaker came here yesterday, said that when you ladies come from Africa, I'm not saying you, but a bunch of ladies come from Africa, and they start having a relationship with black Americans or whites, and then the whites or the black Americans will eat something that I'm not going to mention, then these ladies get crazy and they start demanding it from their men, and some of the men say it's a taboo and they can't do it. Then that creates a rift. What can you address that issue?
I think we should be open to things. We should not be I don't want to talk about tell everyone to do what I think is right, but we should be open. I remember the time of our parents. If you ask my mom, she passed away 2 years ago. She was 76 years old. My dad is 74 right now. If you ask my mom if they ever kissed, she will tell you no. How she used to see TV when she came
true.
in Africa. My mom wonder, why are people kissing? You know, are they putting their saliva in? I cannot do that. My mom used to say, you know, now you cannot tell someone not to kiss. That's where the world has reached. Number two, if it depends on what you think is working for you. If you feel that you can do some other things, it's good to sit down and talk and explain, you know. But I think we should be open to learn new things and things that can work for us. I don't think that we are tied from not doing other things, you know. Like, the world is changing, and if that is what can make us happy, then I don't think there's a problem with us trying. There are some things that I think are not right to do as Christians, like, oh boy, my kids are not sleeping, so I don't know if I can talk much. I don't want to go deep. They haven't slept yet, but maybe that's something that we can speak at a different time, because my kids, I don't want to go there. Be open. We actually should be open to experience different things.
Some new stuff. If you get
New
me
stuff. Yeah, but there are things that I think there are things that I cannot be comfortable doing, but there's some things that I can go to a certain extent. I don't want to be so plain because I have minors around, but there are things that I cannot feel comfortable doing, and there are things that I can comfortably do. So it depends on who you are.
Hold on, Mr. Orina Untiri say Lenis usiende. So that means if you are gonna duck off, please stay there, stay around there, and you know, we love you know, somebody. Okay, let me ask you, while you're speaking, let me ask you, can write a comment. Mr. Orina Untiri, do you want to come on while you continue speaking? Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr.
The thing I was saying is, let us not use sex to punish our partners. Let us not use that to punish them. It's very wrong. I know that men are highly active sexually than women, and we shouldn't make them like, if something is not going right, we should be able to sit down and talk and solve it, but we should not use that to punish our partners.
Correct. So now, Mr. Orina Untiri want to come on and respond to you, but hang around, do not disappear, because people are saying you should stay on. So public demand, I respect that. So hold on, just disconnect for a moment, then I can bring on Orina Untiri.
Okay, let me see how to do that.
Yeah, you just disconnect, because I can't get 3 people at the same time.
Oh boy, do I know how to disconnect? I knew how to come in. I'm trying to see how to disconnect here.
The way you came in, that's how you get out. Mr. Orina, you're gonna come on, and then I'm gonna try Osazua Omorogbe to come in. Mr. Orina, you come in while I try the other gentleman to show up, but his connection wasn't good. Go ahead and respond to Ms. Lenny Soenga.
Thank you. Are you able to hear me properly?
I can hear you. Remember,
yes.
Ms. Lennis has been very categorical. She has been honest, and she has actually said it's true that when these women come to the US and that transition happens, they will show you their true colors to some extent. Not all of them, but some.
Okay. I don't want to repeat what the people have said, but Lennis, I just wanted to say first, her mom was my great fan on my show. Political family, we are still together, and thank you for the advice. Specifically, I wanted to say that this lady has spoken, and this is what we call the real talk, because at times we tend to take sides. I don't know what we fear, but truth be told, let people be. Let me speak 4 points very briefly, and then let you continue. Number one, let nobody lie that men are so they have so much anger. Or all people have feelings. You can't tell us that you have more feelings than anybody else. No, we are born with feelings. So all people have feelings, but the extent of controlling those feelings is what differs, and we need to be all to seek. Maybe if you have a problem, seek advice. But don't seek advice from wrong people. You know, as ladies, I want to say, even men, you have family problems. You have to know your partner. You're being together. It's not now that you are trying to know him in a different way. Yes, but you know how to approach issues. You know the right time when to ask certain things. Yes, a problem has happened, but know your partner and know his limit. Know the exact time, the mood he has, that you know there are certain times that you can approach your partner and solve issues. If you can solve your issues, the two of you, that is the best thing. Don't even come to me, the third party. Try to solve your issues, two of you. But if at all it cannot happen, then get help from a reliable and godly person. Number two, I thought Lenny school say that men love your wives. She said respect. But you know, the hardest thing maybe for men to do is to love their wives. And the hardest thing for women to do is to respect their husbands. Maybe that's why the Bible is very clear. I don't want to preach, but it's very clear that whenever you love your wife, you will not kill her. You will not do anything bad against the one you love. So love your wives, and women respect your husbands. So number two is about culture. You know, my brother Fred, it's not everything in culture that is bad. And if I marry a woman from my culture, there are so many things that will not shock me. And there are so many good things in our culture that I will admire, other than going to adjust to another person. So culture is very important. Number three, very briefly, plan as a family. When you have plans as a man and maybe as a lady, nobody says that going out by yourself is a bad thing. No, but if you plan, you agree with your wife, you agree with your husband that I'm going outside, and this is what you plan as a family, you agree, it's a good thing. But not that you go, you say, you know, oh, sorry, you know, I went somewhere, that now you are informing her or him. No. Communication is, like my sister said, is a good thing. So inform your partner and plan things. The main point is plan as a family. Don't plan by yourself and then you are coming to inform your partner as a by the way, or your partner gets to hear the information from other people about your plans. That's the problem. Lastly, my brother.
Mr. Orina, 1 second.
Yes.
I'm gonna respond to Emily Moses want to join me. And she's probably going to come after you. Hold on. Emily Moses is gonna come after you. I just wanted to let her know that I'm gonna let her come on. So go ahead. So Miss Emily Moses is gonna come on after Orina.
Thank you so much. My last point, I wanna be brief, is about spend time together. You know, yes, in as much as you want to enjoy yourself, in as much as you want to share with friends, in as much as you want to attend every event that is outside here, we have schedules. These schedules are very tight. There are so many things that happen around, but there is a saying that says, by beholding, you become. If I stay with my friend so much, I will become more like my friend. If I stay with you, Fred, for so much, even the simple mistakes that you do, I will start doing them even without my knowledge, because we have been together for long. Spend time with your family. The more you spend time with your family, the more you know your partner, and every single minute that you get is free. Please, what is going to help us? I'm not going to repeat about problems, because we already know the problem that we have here. Now, the solution is spend time with your family and teach each other, learn each other, and more so, go to church and pray together. Thank you, brother. It's a good topic. Let's cool our tempers down, look for solutions, but don't forget, look for time, spend with your family, and go to church. Thank you.
Yeah, hold on. Stay around there. I'm gonna have you talk again.
Okay.
Let me welcome Emily Moses to the show, and then we hear what she says. She may have a different opinion. Emily Moses, you're coming next. I've approved you, so you should be able to see that request down there, so you can respond to the guest speakers here tonight. Miss Emily Moses, you're coming up next. And meanwhile, as we wait for her to come, I'm going to read a few comments. Sylvia Masesi said that Lenny spoke like 100 women. Big up, girl. I feel so. She was very honest. She was very balanced, and you know, I'm really like, she was just on point, you know, and that's what we want. We're looking for solutions on this issue of transition from Africa to the United States, where the law. Oh, Miss Emily Moses, you are on the show, and you're being. Can you turn it around now? There you are.
Okay.
You're being watched by so many people. Can you get on board?
Yes. Hi. As I said, my name is Emily Moses, and I come from Kenya. I live here in Minnesota and in Minneapolis. About relationships, there is this thing, a big thing that we're missing. To say that somebody came, you brought somebody from back home, and then you brought her here, something changes. It's about communication. Communication has gone down as a Kenyan Kisi community, whereby some people think, I'm not talking about somebody, but people think like a lady is supposed to be down there, and you go ahead and tell her whenever any suggestion from a woman, somebody goes ahead and say, you know what, I don't have respect for you, so you don't have to say anything. It doesn't work like that. However, little money a woman makes a lot of sense in the house. Guess what? We are so humbled as Kenyan Kisi women who respect our men so bad with a lot of dignity. So do our men. When it comes to a relationship, when it doesn't work very well, there is some ego. The past relationships which haven't worked for some of us, let's say for especially the single ladies, it's not that because of money. It's because of the choices that we make. And the only thing that can help us is to reason together, come into one conclusion. If there is no conclusion between the two couples, there is no way. One person feels like he's much bigger than a woman, and one feels like she is less of a human because of the way you make her feel. You have to make your woman comfortable. There are some things, little things that you're supposed to do as a man to make your woman feel at home.
Hold on 1 second. Let me ask you a straight question.
Yes,
Do you
go
think that this transition from Africa to the UK, to the US, to the Western world, where women apparently have more rights, as somebody put it, from the UK, it's kids, women, dogs, and men.
Okay,
That's the order.
the
Do you think that
powers.
transition is bringing problems?
Okay, talking about the transition, it feels like the American culture has given too much power to our women, and women has used that little power that they get from, from the authority to punish men, and it shouldn't be like that. I feel so bad as a Kenyan woman, whereby I'm supposed to be very humble to my husband. But because of the way he treats me or the way he talks to me, I feel like, well, I should say something back. It doesn't happen to me, though. We're supposed to adore, okay, we're supposed to go back to our culture and respect our men. In regard of how much money you make, how much you have graduated, what kind of job you do, it doesn't matter. It depends on, are you committed? Are you willing? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to stick on this relationship? Make your woman be what you want. Don't come and start criticizing your woman how she looks. The beauty thing has made the relationships not to work. If we look at the beauty, how somebody looks like, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I'm gonna read a comment from Nelson Bundi.
Okay.
From Dallas. Nelson is saying, are you guys talking of women of yesterday or women of today? Because women of today have adopted the Western-like culture and forgotten the culture back home. And, he says that they are not ready to sit down and listen together because they feel they're making more money and they are empowered. They don't care. They don't give a shit. That's what he says. And then
I'm going to go ahead.
Cyrus Ogega, he says, women brutality must stop, which I agree. We can't have the husband killing the wife, knowing that the kids are going to be left as orphans. So go ahead and we'll give this chance to. We're going to give it to Davis Morena.
To Nelson Bundi.
Yes.
The way you treat your woman, that first impression, it tells you how you're going to lead your relationship. Nothing changes all of a sudden if you start looking at other people. If you don't give this woman a chance to go out and interact with other women, there is no way this relationship is going to work. Don't put your woman in a cage. Let her go out there. There are good women who speak sense. Not all women, when they come together, speak nonsense. No, it doesn't work like that. Most women, I'm talking of the women right now. We want to look for the ways we can keep our men. Who doesn't want to be with men around? There is nobody. We all want partners. There is no woman who wants to be alone. Every woman wants to have a man. But there is no way you will keep a man who keep criticizing you. There is no man who want to be kept if he doesn't want to be kept. That is what I'm talking about. But going back to the relationships, when we're complaining that somebody was brought from home and he reached here and something changed, something did not change. It's who they are. There are some people who cannot be changed. There are some people who, when they look at themselves, they feel like they are so untouchable. And guess what? It's our Kenyan kissing men. They are so untouchable. You can't speak something to change them. And guess what? Unless this woman has a lot of ego, never brought up by a woman. Speaking of a woman, I'm speaking of a woman who is very humble, who comes from a humble community. But the more you keep criticizing, it's never going to work. The only way we can keep ourselves and keep these relationships is a very humble and genuine discussion with
Thank
God
you very much.
in-house.
I'm gonna have you hold your thoughts because I'll have you come back because you cannot finish all your topics. I have Davis Moriera. I want to respond to you. So disconnect. Let me have Davis respond to you. Then you can come back, and I'll probably have Lennis come back again. But let me have Davis. So disconnect. Then I can have Davis come to the show. Davis, I'm gonna have you next. Davis Moreri, you're gonna come next as soon as she disconnects. Are you able to disconnect?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because I can't have three people. I wish I could have three people. There's a section there where you can disconnect under the bottom of your screen. There's something you have to hit to disconnect or leave the show, something like that. Davis Morelli, you're coming up, and I probably will have Bossy Emond or Lennis or one of the ladies come up and, you know, please. You are hanging there. Oh, can you disconnect, please? Because I cannot have a... Okay. All right, then I got you out. Let me, Davis, you're welcome to the show. Do you think there is a problem with this transition of happy, you know, marriages in Africa, but when they get to America, things get to the rocks? Davis, you should be connecting now. And as soon as Davis speak, I will have probably I'm going to give Boss Hammond from the United Kingdom a chance, then we'll move from there. Meanwhile, Lenny Soenga, stay there next. I'm going to have you come up because the public wants you to speak. So, but I'll give it to Boss Hammond so we can allow her to sleep because it's late night in the UK. She want to come on, speak for a few minutes, and she can go to bed. Davis, move on. Let me give you a few more seconds to see whether you can come on the show. If your internet is good, you should be able to join me. Because my connection is good, and I have done everything available to, you know, let you come on, but it seems there's a problem on your side. We're still waiting on Davis. So let me have Davis. Let me see. Connecting. It's taking long. Meanwhile, as I wait, I'm going to read a few comments here. And Jackie Cosma say, I think some men mistreat their women in Africa, or when they don't have a job, women take because they have no choice. Once they do, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. Once they do, they don't see why they should keep on suffering. So once they get here, they don't see why they should be suffering. So it's payback time. So Mr. Davis, you have a problem. Let me bring on Boss Hammond from the UK, then Lenny Soenga will follow up next. Boss Hammond, you're coming up here. Meanwhile, let me read James Abuga's statement. He said, oh yeah, there you are, Miss Boss Hammond. Get back to where you left it.
Yeah, you were about to ask me a question because you said you wanted to ask me a question.
Yeah, the question was, I asked you earlier, but you didn't respond directly.
Yeah.
We've had killings here of, you know, the husband killing the wife because the husband cannot take any more, you know, disrespect or whatever it is, or cheating.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly it's disrespect and cheating.
Mm-hmm.
And going out there, partying the whole night, drinking, sleeping with men out there, because those are the accusations we are getting.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the same problems in the United Kingdom, in London in particular?
Yeah, we do have the same problem because it's like we said before, you know, back home, if a lady's been mistreated back home, obviously the wife, and she comes here, she gets she has the right to work and do everything, and then you get the same the same husband trying to treat you the same way he was treating you back home. So the men will feel this, they will feel humiliated and feel like, you know, I need to be respected and my wife doesn't respect me. And the key to a relationship is to have trust. If you trust is the main important thing. If you trust your husband or you trust your wife, everything will flow, everything goes. Because your wife can go away for even days, your husband can go away, people can work out of without anybody worrying what they're doing and who they're with, because you have the trust in them. But once you don't trust someone, nothing is going to work. So if a wife comes here and then the husband doesn't respect her, they treat them really bad, like mostly, and they think of, you know, or they have other wives or they have other women and no respect is there, and then they don't communicate, there is no trust. Yeah, but the other side, you also find a nice man who's really willing to look after their wife, treats them well, but the woman is the opposite. So it's not only the man, only the husband. So it actually works both ways. But if people really respect each other and they trust each other and they communicate and they want to make the relationship work, this one will not spoil it or make them separate or maybe makes them end up killing each other. But that only comes because people lack respect and communication, and there's no trust. And once you lose that, there's no relationship there, there's no marriage there. So you may as well just end it.
Okay, I'm gonna read a statement that concerns you, a comment that concerns you. Mr. Joseph Nyakundi was here yesterday, and I want him to speak.
Okay.
He had a story. Mr. Joseph Nyakundi, I want you to come on the show. Hit that, hit that request. I will let you come on. He had an issue yesterday, and I want him to speak.
Yeah.
He's saying that the lady from the UK and that lady from Iowa, I've changed my way of thinking. So I thank you very much, because if you can address these men who are anger and they calm down the way they have, if you saw how he spoke yesterday and now he's saying, oh, I've now calmed down, that's
what was he saying yesterday?
Mr. Joseph was saying that he was in a party and then they were drinking, and when he was going to the bathroom, he said that he had some noise. When he had some noise, since he was drunk, he had 4 people, 2 ladies and 2 men, having very good time, like an act or something. So he has something to say, and I want him to come here and speak, because he's not a kid. He can speak, so that it doesn't become like a makeup. Because some people are going to accuse me of making up stories. So if people can come and share their stories, then that'll be good. So I'm gonna try. Do not go. If you're still awake, do not go. I know it's night, but let me have Osazua once more. Then I'll have Lenny Soenga, because I wanted to balance so we can have a man speak.
Okay.
Otherwise, we really appreciate your time at this late time of the night.
Yeah, that's
so just dark
anyway. It's a great topic, and I think people should address both men and women, because it's not only men or it's not only women. It's just both ways, and we also have to try and balance, you know, between them, because the killing is not helping. Anyway, thank you so much.
Okay, just hang around and listen. I'm gonna have him come up. Osazua, before the lady speak, can you come on before Miss Lenny Soenga speaks, so that she can wrap up, because I'm going to give her more time. Mr. Osazua.
Hey.
How you doing, my brother?
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm all right. Can you adjust your camera so that we can see you? Hey, a long-time friend, a co-worker, a good friend. The topic is, I tried to put it to my community that it was a problem in my community, but I realized it's an African problem. What is the problem with this transition? When the ladies come from Africa, get to America, and it's apparent that some are misusing the system, misusing the laws to pay back to their men in a big and bad way, because their men are getting arrested. Men are being threatened of, I'll call the police for you if you don't toe the line.
Yeah, it's a very complicated matter here. This subject of marriage is not for babies, as I always say. Can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, you can be heard very clearly. Just stabilize on your camera.
Yeah.
You are very clear. Just introduce
Yeah, marriage
yourself. You
is.
know, it's good to introduce yourself. You know, and then people can know who's
Yeah,
speaking.
this is you know me already. My name is Omorogbe. I used to be your co-worker, you know, and I'm here in Dallas, Texas, United States of America. And the subject of marriage, it's a very complicated and broad topic, most especially pertaining to these male order brides or male order husbands. It's a very complicated thing. Before you go into marriage, you have to weigh your options properly. You have to check the scenario and make sure you're making the right decision. Before you go into marriage, you have to check, put a lot of things into consideration. Like if I'm a 50 years old man and I'm in America, I decide to go get me a 20 years old bride from Africa, how do you think that is going to work? Because that young girl in Africa, he's in our peak, you know. That's the age where they want to explore life and they want to try enjoy life. That's a baby that's trying to have some fun, and you an old man trying to retire. You want to you want to start making family decisions. That girl is too young for you in the first place. That is just a no-no. And a lot of these men make mistakes by going to Africa to go get a wife. Why do you want to go to Africa to go get a wife? Are you trying to start raise a child, or you want to start teaching somebody a new way of this? Is very complicated. I always advise people to stick to the devil they know than the angel you don't even know, because we all know that when you go to Africa and you want to pick a wife, you're going to have a ton of wife out there following you around, and everybody wants a share of the pie, you know. Everybody wants a share of the pie, and these are brothers. As a 50 years old man or a 45 years old man, you want to go get a young girl to become a wife. It's not going to work out. That's a recipe for disaster right there. And a lot of Africans, they take marriage as an investment. Marriage is not an investment. Before you marry, you have to put God first. It takes the grace of God to find a good woman. Marriage is not all about the woman or the man. It's about union. It's a partnership where two people of different background come together and try to be one person. You know what it takes to get somebody you don't even know before, somebody with a different background, somebody that doesn't think the way you think, and you want to make that person your wife. Just imagine you go to the village and get a village girl to come to America to come be your wife in America. This girl hasn't experienced life. He doesn't even know what it takes to be in America. America is not a joke. A lady that has never worked her whole life, you bring that lady to America. Do you know how challenging it is in America here to manage a home? It's tough. It's tough on a man. It's tough on a woman. Those things, those emotions, those accumulated stress causes what? Tension. Stress causes tension. Like the lady said earlier, you want to work 16 hours. Which lady works 16 hours? Why should the woman work 16 hours in the first place? Why should the woman work 16 hours in the first place? What are your priorities in the marriage? What are your priorities? Is it money? If a man works 8 hours...
Zazua, she's here. She's going to come back and hit you. She's going to come and respond to you.
Yeah.
But what is your among the Nigerian community, what is your experience on this transition? It's not an issue of only a man bringing a girl from Africa.
It's a bad transition.
Whenever they come,
it's been a bad transition so far. It's a very bad transition from all angles. It takes very few. It works out for a few people, not for a whole lot of people. So when you talk about results, we take statistics into consideration. So far, so good. The statistics in Africans going to get a wife abroad over here, statistically, it has been 80% failure. Only like less than 20% works out.
Hold on, Mr. Ozazwa, hold on. You are saying, and I wanted you to give us some examples so that people can understand, because I have my own examples that I already gave. Among yourselves, do you think that when these ladies get to the American system, which favors women, it's affecting them? They tend to misuse it and then punish their men. It's called, Daniel Yezina, he said it's payback time. The women pay back time to their husbands by calling the police on them on small petty issues that I've seen myself.
It's very common. It's a trend. It's a trend here in the Western world. It's a trend, because if you check the lifespan of marriages abroad, the lifespan is, some marriages last a week or two, some marriages last a year. The average lifespan of a marriage in the Western world is like 5 years. That's the average lifespan of a marriage. Everybody is burnt out and they want to try new things. We as Africans, we have a culture. We are different. It's good to get into a society and be exposed to new stuff. You have to be open-minded when it comes to adventure and stuff like that. But we shouldn't forget that we as Africans, we have values and morals. We have values and morals. A woman should be submissive to the husband, and the husband should respect the wife. The husband should respect the wife. The woman, be submissive to your husband. The Bible supports this fact. But when a man says one word and a woman says 20, it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. And a lot of women take this civilization as a retaliation technique. It's a payback time. Why should you be in a marriage and want to have payback time? I thought marriage was for love. Marriage is supposed to be for love. When two people love one another, they want to spend the rest of their lives together. But when a woman comes from Africa, sometimes you just go to Africa and go get you a fresh wife. You don't even know this woman before. Why in some cases, the woman, this is the woman you've been married to before you came to the United abroad, whatever, and you go bring that woman over, and she sees the challenges here. That tends to change people. The challenge alone can change people. So it's a very complicated topic. Every marriage is unique. Every marriage is different. It takes the grace of God. Let people put God in their marriage. Hold on to God. And for men, a woman going to go get a nurse as a wife from Africa to abroad, a wife is not an investment. Don't take a wife as an investment. A marriage is a union. Don't live off a woman. Men, don't live off women. Women, don't live off men. Everybody should contribute into a relationship and make it work. If you are the type that takes your marriage as an investment, this is what you're going to expect. This is what you're going to expect. And a man that invests so much in a woman that did not invest in himself, when the woman disappoints you, guess what it ends to? It ends to things like this, killings. Because not everybody knows how to take a heartbreak. Not everybody knows how to take losses. If you go pick a village girl from the village and invest you know how hard we work over here? We work so hard for our money, and you invest into a person, and that person becomes empowered. This person becomes a nurse. This person becomes an engineer, and now the person comes back and say, hey, you are not my type of man anymore. You are a local man. You are uneducated. You are not in my league. So everybody should be wise. If you want to before you invest in a woman, invest in yourself first.
Hold on, Mr. Ozazua. Hold on. I've seen a bunch of messages coming to my phone, and a bunch of people are saying, oh, I'm not going to educate my wife. If she wants to get education, let her get it by herself. Because it seems like Daniel Nyezina, you remember Daniel Nyezina, you know him, a big vision media guy. He said that there's an example of a man from Ghana who actually was going to school and had to drop out of school to sacrifice for the wife. So the wife went to school, the man stayed back. When she graduated, it was hell of a problem in the house. So the man was trying to go to school now. The wife said, hey, take care of yourself.
I ain't gonna support you. I ain't gonna make it happen for you. That's because he had the wrong wife. That's a matter of having the wrong person. As a family, you should work. You should find a balance and work with one another. That's why it's called a family. But when the motive behind the marriage is not genuine, that is the result. That is what comes about. So the genuinity in the marriage is what matters the most. So men out there, women out there, before you get into a marriage, what is your motive? Motive has a role to play. Is it for love? Is it because you love this person? Is it because this is an opportunity for you to meet your dreams? This is an opportunity for you to come to get a better life? This is an opportunity for you to get an American dream? Everybody has a motive. So the motive behind the marriage is what leads to the results. I wish everybody the best, and this is a very complicated issue. And marriage is not a business. Marriage is a partnership. Is a love. It should be the foundation of marriage should be love and not money. And for those that say, "Hey, I want to go have a girl's time. I want to go have a boy's time," marriage is not for babies. The time for boys' time and girls' time is over with. This is time to raise kids. This is time to contribute to help one another out. You know how demanding it is to handle a home? The kids are there.
Mr.
Ozazua,
I have Miss Lenny Soenga. She's gonna respond to your point on having a ladies' time, or women's time, or girls' time. She's gonna respond to you. Do not go far. Just stay around there and let me have Miss Lenny come respond to you.
All right.
Disconnect. Then you get back to me. Just stay around there. Do not disappear.
Okay. Y'all have a blessed evening.
Yeah, do not disappear. I still want you because some people may want to ask you questions.
All right, I'll be here.
Okay. Miss Lenny Soenga, you're coming to respond to Mr. Osazua. Osazua spoken some issues about having good time. So Miss Lenny, the show is yours. Respond to Mr. Osazua. You should be connecting and, respond to Mr. Osazua. You are connected. Just have your camera positioned well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing you. Okay, I can see you now. Mr. Osazua has just spoken and he's coming too hot on you. You're having a good time with the ladies. He said that's not a child's play. You already had your good time when you were a young girl in the village or wherever you were.
Okay. I want to say that here everybody has a different opinion, and my opinion can differ from yours, but it doesn't mean that yours is better or mine is better. People are different. People think differently. Different things work for different people. So what I wanted to say is that we should not generalize people. We have men that are gentlemen and they are out to raise a family, that men that respect their wives, and men that do not beat up their women. And we have women who respect their husbands or their men, and they are ready to work together and raise up a family. So let us not generalize that when women come from Africa, they get here, they become devils, or when men come from Africa, no. People are different. It depends. If you are a devil, you can be a devil anywhere in the world. What I wanted to say is that if you are a good person, you do not change just because you came to America. If you are a bad person, you still can be a bad person in Kenya. I think women do not change because they have come to this country. What changes is that you cannot beat them now. If you used to beat them back home, now you're not going to do that. That is what makes men feel like women are big-headed now. There's this issue of men taking women to school. Tuition is so expensive in this country. I haven't met one man that has been paying tuition for her woman to go to school in this. We go to school. We use financial aid, we take student loans, we go to school. I don't know if men pay for our school fees. I haven't seen that yet. I'm yet to see that. So this issue of saying that men took women to school and now they're big-headed, I think you need to look for a better language to put it. We take student loans to go to school. We take financial aid to go to school. Men do not pay for our tuition. So that one should be clear. So one thing I wanted to say is that trust is paramount in every marriage. If trust is broken, then you guys are going to end up in problems. Now, what kills trust? When I live with my husband in the house and every time he's putting me down, he's making me feel like I'm nothing, then maybe when I go to work, there are these men who are dying to even talk to me and they treat me well. If I do not have God in my life, or if I do not have God in, if I don't have a strong relationship with God, I can be tempted and find that I've done something bad. But if I have God in my life, then I will pray that God may give me strength to carry on. If you treat your husband like a dog in the house, then he goes to work, there are these women that are dying to have him. Trust me, that guy is going to be tempted. So what I want to say is that we should respect one another. Respect has to be two-way. Why do women call the police? Men have complained that women are calling the police. We understand that the work of the police, or if we do not understand, we need to understand that the work of the police is not to be called for no good reason. If a woman is calling the police, then maybe she feels that her life is threatened. If I pick up my phone and call the police, then I think my life, at that time I will feel like my life is in danger. So as a woman, I know that the man that I live with is stronger than I am. So if he's coming to me and he wants to hit me, then I will call the police, because that is where I can get help. But if the man do not mistreat me, he doesn't beat me up, he's being nice, why am I going to call the police, you know? So one thing I would advise everybody, most of the time, small things, picking up the plate from the table and putting it in the sink, it can mess up the marriage. So sometimes these little things, if my husband ate and he left his plate on the table, I do not have to make a mountain out of it. I can pick up the plate and put it in the sink. If that saves it, that saves the day. I should not start like dogging him, like, why did you leave your plate on the table? You should know that the plates go to the sink, you know? Talk to him in a good, if you don't like the way he's leaving his socks all around the house and putting his clothes on the floor when he takes them off, just talk to him in a good way, because men, if you remember back home, men are used to be women taking water for them to the bathroom to shower, if I remember very well. Men are used to be women doing everything around the house. So when they come to this country, they have to take those baby steps to learn how to do things. So we should not rush them. Let us not rush them off. If they are doing things that we don't like, we should try to talk to them in a good way, knowing that they are learning. And men, please, if you realize that women are being protected by the roles of wherever we are here, do not start feeling, you know, sometimes there's something that you can create in your head, and maybe that's not how it is. You're just thinking that now this woman, because we're in this country, she's having a big head and she can't let me talk. And maybe that's not how it is. So that thing of thinking that women are going to be disrespectful to you because they are protected should not be in your heads, men. We still respect you. Even if we go back and live back home, we still can have disagreements. It's not because we are in this country that we are having disagreements. Disagreements are everywhere. One thing I know is that if you feel that this marriage is not working, instead of you waiting to die or to kill someone or to kill yourself out of depression, it's okay to walk out. That one for sure. I know that's the best solution. We put each other down. We stress each other so much. Stress turns out to be depression. And now someone acts out of depression, they find that they have killed people or they have killed themselves. Let us not wait. Let us not wait to that point. It's okay to walk out to save your life or to save someone else's life. This guy that asked, I forgot his name, was asking why a woman should work 16 hours. That happens, my brother. We are in this country, you know how.
His name is Ozazwa. He's the last speaker, Mr. Ozazwa.
Yeah, that can work. Let's say, for example, me and my husband haven't gone to school yet. One of us at some point has to work hard while the other one is going to school as we build our lives together. So let's say we have decided that my husband is going to school first and I'm going to be working for me to be able to pay rent. And because if you are in school especially, you may not have enough time to work full-time. So my husband maybe is working part-time and I'm working full-time. I can pull double sometimes for me to be able to pay rent, for me to give him an easy time to go to school and finish up with the assignments. We also know that there are those people that have come in here as students. Sometimes they don't have papers to work. Now, as you work your ways out for them to be able to be able to work, it may force me at some point to work 16 hours. So are we supposed to say that we are women, we cannot work 16 hours if our partners are not able to work, you know? No, we can do that. We can work 16 hours. So that is the reason why a woman is able to work 16 hours, my brother. It's not that we want much money. We don't want much money as long as the children have eaten, you have paid your bills, you dress up well. You don't want that much money. But if your husband is going to school or if he doesn't have papers or is working his way out to get papers to work, you can work 16 hours. But I want to say that respect. Love. If love is not there, you're not going to live in harmony. So all we need to do is to make sure that we maintain that love. Like Mr. Ontiri said, spend time with your family, respect your wife. She's a woman. She knows that she's a woman. You don't have to remind her every night that I'm the man of the house and you have to listen, you know? No. And we know that our men are men. I know that my husband is a man. I never got married to a woman. I got married to a man, and I respect him. He's a man. And I expect him to love me back. In that way, we can live in harmony. But if he keeps putting me down and making me look like I'm nothing, I'm not worth even to stand up and say anything in front of him because he's an African kissy man, then it's not going to be easy for us. Then we are going to
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm gonna have Ross G. Ross Niwen. Some name is very difficult. And Davis to respond to you. Then finally, we're gonna have a few people respond. Then we can see where we get from here. So I'm gonna have somebody respond to you. So take a small water break. Then I'll get you back again with some questions.
So do you want me to disconnect then?
Yeah, just disconnect for a minute. Let me try Davis Morelli so he can actually come on the show before I give Rossi.
Okay, let me see. This thing is a little tricky than you think.
Let me see. There you are. Davis Morelli. Davis, you can come on the show and respond to the lady that just spoken, or bring on your opinion, you know, whatever opinion you have. Davis, I think you are connecting now. Put some light. Or Davis, can you hear me? Davis, I can see your screen, but I can't see you. There's probably a problem on your side. Davis? Okay, probably. I'm gonna give you a few minutes. Yeah, we need people to come here and learn because we are not gonna stop until we can stop. Davis, okay, Davis couldn't connect. Rossi, you're gonna come up next. Meanwhile, I'm gonna ask any lady that want to come on the show so we can actually ask our questions on why this transition is causing us, you know, problems in our marriages, because anytime we were in Africa, we were very happy in our marriages, but when we get to America, it becomes so rocky, you know. So why is it happening? So, and what is the way forward? What is the solution? But we already have a few, you know, good speakers here that have said, okay, let's have respect and communication, and then we can deal with this monster in the house. Miss Rossi, you are connecting. Check under the bottom of your screen and click on the right button and be there. So you should be able to connect. Okay, connection failed. I'm gonna try somebody else. Pascal Vasco, can you come on the show? Pascal, let's hear what Pascal has to say. Hey, Mr. Ombui, you want to contribute? Send me a request, or let me try bring you on. Ombui, let me see Pascal, then I'll bring you on to respond to the ladies here. Pascal, seems you're having a problem because it doesn't take long. Okay. Mr. Ombui, check on the screen there and send me a request. All right. Anybody else who want to come on? Pascal.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Pascal, you are welcome to the forum, and get to the point straight and tell us why is this transition. I mean, share your experience and tell us what country you come from, because we have a problem when the ladies, or when these couples come from Africa and get to America, they are usually happy in Africa, but when they get to America, it becomes very rocky. What is the reason?
Thank you so much for having me and for inviting me on your show too as well. I just want to give out a quick shout out to my friend Miss Lenis there, and I think she's making some very solid and interesting points as well.
Yes.
I'm calling from Canada, Ontario. And,
welcome from Canada.
Thank you. And
before you proceed, because I want to stop you, do you have any similar stories? Because we've had about 2 killings here that I know of, 1 attempted killing, and a bunch of killings that I'm not aware that people have scored. Do you have the same problems in Canada?
Killings in what way? Sorry.
The husband feels so much disrespected, humiliated by the wife, and then he can't take it anymore. And some men are not strong enough to walk out. They end up killing the wife because they're left with a sad last option.
I've heard of one case that happened in Canada. Yes, that's about 10 years ago. It was this is not an African related, but it was, I think, a Muslim family that again, you know, they have their own different cultures regarding to how their daughters or their wives should dress outside. But when they came here, they felt like the daughters were not dressing appropriately, so they decided to kill them, and the wife included. But I just want to make a point on talking about ladies who come from Africa to the North America. And once they've come here, it's as if they've seen a different light, and so they decide to behave otherwise. I've experienced that in my life too as well, where I once, you know, was dating someone who was from Africa, and I thought that we are going to be on the same page, and you know, you come from Africa, we will build a family, and we respect each other. But I soon came to realize that we were not on the same page, and we are not helping each other to make this relationship grow to a mature and godly relationship and potentially a marriage. So I was brave enough to say, no, I need to walk away from this because this is not the kind of relationship I would like to have. I don't want to deviate too much away from the topic, but I think I came in a little late. I didn't really get to see everything that you're talking about, but I think you're talking about mostly about women who come to Africa, to Canada and US as well.
Thank you very much. And you may take a few minutes. I'm going to introduce one speaker, but don't go away. Just disconnect for a moment. Let me have somebody who has been raising his hand to come and share his experience. Then I'll get you back to respond to a question I have about Canada. But I'm going to ask you after you take a small break. Let me introduce this guy, then I'll get you to the show again.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Yeah, you got to disconnect. Otherwise, I cannot have a third person. It's kind of like a two-way.
Oh, okay.
I'm unable to. Yeah, I can't bring a third person unless you disconnect. Okay, I'm going to have Ombui. Ombui, you've been requesting for a long time. If your connection is good, you should be able to connect. Ombui, you're coming up, then I'll have Bossy Hammond get back to the show again. Mr. Ombui. All right, that's a failure, so I'm gonna try Rossi again. Rossi, you should be able to get on the show this time. I tried the last time and you didn't get through. Miss Rossi, you seeing that request coming down there on the bottom of your screen? If your connection is good, you should be able to get right there, and then I can have somebody else here. Mr. Ombui, you had a problem. I don't think you're able to connect. See your connection, make sure it's good. Otherwise, it's a video calling. Your connection has to be excellent for you to get on the show. So I'm giving Rossi a chance. I hope you can be able to get on the show, because I've done everything possible to get you on the show, so you have a chance to come on. Seems like it's not easy. It failed, so we're gonna try bring somebody else. That'll be Mr. Umbui. One more last chance before Boss Hammond comes on. Okay, it's impossible for me to bring you. Let me try Kefa. No, Kefa has disappeared. Let me try Rossi again. It's impossible. So let me try Boss Hammond. If you still want to come back, I'll give you the. It seems we're having a problem getting these people on the show. Let me see. Let me see who else can come on the show. But meanwhile, send me the request, and I can approve you so you can come on the show. Okay. Seems the connection is not good on these two. Let me see who else want to join us, and we can discuss these issues here. So probably I'm gonna try Mr. Urina once more, because we're about to wrap up the program. Let me try Anyamol Chalo. I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm not able to get you on the show. Anyamol Chalo. I want to have more ladies come on the show. I don't have anybody on the show, so I'm gonna let me see. Please resend your request once more, and I can be able to get you on the show. Okay. It's hard for me to get some people here, so If somebody didn't disconnect, I don't know who it is, but okay. Let me get somebody. Miss Rossi, wherever you are, can you please disconnect? Yes, I can get. I'm going to have Mr. Joseph come on the show and talk a little bit, respond to some of the questions that I'm receiving on my inbox on your own experience on what is happening with this transition, because we all come here very happy with our families and then we start breaking as soon as we land here. Mr. Joseph, you should be seeing my request down there. Just hit the accept button and get on. Mr. Joseph Nyakundi. Yeah, Joseph, you already connected, Mr. Joseph. Mr. Joseph, you're already on, just go on. Oh, thank you, thank you. Umbui, I cancelled, the other guy was live. Okay, Mr. Umbui, you send your request again. I'll let you in. Yeah. Let me get Umbui. You should be connected this time. There's nobody. Mr. Umbui.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
I'm
You're
sorry,
welcome to the show.
you got me in the parking lot, so I could not drive. I wanted to watch your topic or your video, your show. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So first, I would like to say thanks for this program. It is educating a lot of people on how to deal with challenges in marriage. I've been seeing some cases in the Western world whereby African couples have problems, challenges in their marriages. And it's so sad that some men ends up killing their wives. What I can say is that it's not easy in marriage. People have to reason together when there are challenges. People have to sometimes go silent when their tempers are high, so that when their tempers comes down, they can sit down and resolve their issues. But when it gets out of hand, it's better for somebody to walk away first, either their husband or their wife. I know we men, we are not proud of sharing our challenges in our marriages. That leads into depression on the side of men. And some men can't hold it. Some end up doing that. So I would like to advise husbands or men in relationships or marriages that it's good for you to at least even share with your close friend. Don't die in silence. Share with your friend. Go to counseling, seek advice. Instead of you dying in silence and you end up doing something silly that may put you in jail, or like now, some of the cases I've seen whereby a man kills the wife, he kills himself, he leaves the kids suffering.
Like like the one we just had in New Jersey.
Yes.
The question is, how much of a factor is this issue of transition from Africa to the US affecting marriages? Because remember, a bunch of people that I know personally, not hearsay, personally, came here and they were so happy. The husband and the wife came to America, they were so happy. But as soon as they get here, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the third year, there are problems. Because apparently, and I'm saying what some are sharing to me, I'm talking about people telling me that as soon as the woman realizes that she has she's making more money than the husband, or same, then it's like we have two cockerels fighting in the house. You know, there has to be leadership in the house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that has been a very difficult challenge. You know, cultural transformation, it has been a very tricky challenge. What I can say is that when couples come to US, either the husband came first, later he processed for the wife and joined him. It's good for the wives also to respect their men. If you are making more money, that's a blessing to the family. You don't need to capitalize on it to ambush your husband, to belittle your husband, because that is what makes men do some silly stuff. And women should respect their husbands. It's not that when you start making money, you start now, start talking to men whom you perceive they are making more money than your husband. You start dating while you are in marriage, show belittling your husband. That will make, this guy commit silly stuff. So it's good for the women not to put money as a pivotal determinant in a marriage. You see? It's also good for their husbands to respect their wives. They should not get on their wives. Maybe the wife is earning money. We start developing an attitude that now, because my wife is earning more, is belittling me, disrespecting me. No. That is where the problems begin. So we need to work as a team in a marriage for us to be successful. But if we start working in different ways whereby the wife is making money, but she doesn't want to buy even sugar in the house. She doesn't want even to pay medical insurance for one kid. That is where the problems start. So we need to work as a team in marriage, regardless of who earns more, regardless of whether when a woman comes in America gets more freedom. So, we need to respect each other and be able to work as a team for the success of our family, of our kids. But when we come here, the wife, when she starts getting more money, she starts freedom is there, when maybe there's a conflict, I'm going to call police on you, that is where problems begin.
Here is my question. We had some earlier speakers that came on the show, and one of them is a good friend of mine. Is a student at the Sam Houston University. Is a journalism student. He was trying to raise an issue that the moment, you live with your wife, but the moment you bring your mother-in-law, she starts staying with you in the same house. She starts being the coach of your wife. And then they're saying that it ends up hitting you so hard because it's like you're having two people fighting you. Do you think that is true?
I didn't get you. You mean the brother-in-law?
I'm saying you live with your family here, your wife, your kids, but then she invites her mother. So now you have your wife here, and then your mother-in-law is on the other bedroom or wherever it is. And now, apparently they're saying that it's also causing conflicts here. Do you think you agree with that?
I agree with that. That, when it comes into that point, the wife is foolish. Because a wife should not bring her mother into her marriage. If the wife invites her mother to your family, the mother is a guest. You see? So if the mother starts interfering with the marriage, then be sure that this marriage is not going to work. That one, I'm 100%. Because we have some mother-in-laws who influence their daughters, and when you are there, she sees that, my daughter now is making a lot of money. She will try to fight hard to make sure that the husband leaves the home. So it's the wife to stand firm and tell the mother that, Mom, this is my life. This is my marriage, you know. But if the mother-in-law is reasonable, that's another thing, you know. So it will depend on what kind of a mother-in-law is in that home.
And on that point, I'm gonna have any of the ladies. Lynette was trying to come on the show. Lynette Obure, if you wanna come, send that request and respond to Mr. Umbui. But
Okay.
I thank you, Mr. Umbui. I'm gonna have you disconnect so I can bring somebody here to respond to you. So,
Okay.
yeah, and then you listen to him and hear what he responds to you.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Nweke, I'm gonna put you on the show, Mr. Nweke. Go online, Mr. Nweke, and let's learn a few, you know, experience from you. You know, let's learn from you. Bring on your own experience concerning this topic on, you know, live in, you know, marriage live in the diaspora. Because we've had somebody from the United Kingdom, somebody from Canada, they almost have similar stories. So come on, Mr. Nweke, it's your chance to bring your own experience. Nweke, you should be able to connect. You look down there on the bottom of your screen. You should be seeing a request that is adding you on the show so that we can, you know, help our families, help our brothers with, you know, proper advice on how to get out of this mess that we are experiencing. I'm gonna have Miss Lennis. Do you wanna come on? Lennis Oenga, do you wanna come on so you can respond to Mr. Umbui concerning this issue of mother-in-laws being the coaches of their daughters, and then it ends up, you know, ruining everything. Miss Lennis, can you come and respond, because we probably need you to respond concerning this issue of mother-in-law coming up and becoming the coach. Miss Lennis,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Yes, I
Earlier in
can.
the show, there was somebody by the name, he's a journalist student at the University of Sam Houston in Texas, say that if you live with your husband and then your mother joins you, and then they are saying that it becomes a factor in most divorces because the mother becomes a coach. Do you think you agree with that?
Oh, well, before my mom passed away, I remember we lived with her. The first time she came, we lived with her for 6 months, and she went back, and then she got sick. She came here, and we stayed together for 3 years. I do not remember a time that me and my mama talked about my husband, not even one day. And I think I'm overprotective or something, but I don't think even my own mom, I can give an opportunity to talk to me about my husband. So we are supposed to protect our spouses from our family members, to be honest. If we do not do that, if we let them come in and start now talking with us about, you know, me and my siblings and my mom and my dad, we share blood. My husband is like, I'm with him because I love him. And so if I let my family get into my marriage, then we are going to team against him. And this is going to be so hard for him. So I feel like we should not let our mothers, if they come to our house, they should know that they are coming to our house. This is not their house. If she has things that she feels that they are not done well in my house, she can go to our house and do them well there. So unless my husband is so bad and my mother realizes that he's about to kill me, you know, then she can tell me, hey, I think you need to be careful here. But I don't think there's a point that my mom should come in to tell me about my husband or my sister, or there's no reason for me, even if I have a disagreement with my man, there's no reason for me to start calling my sisters or my brothers, telling them what happened. No, I think me and my husband, we can, after some time, if we have a disagreement, we can come back together and talk about it and solve it. But if I've already told my family about him, then they are going to have it, they're going to hate him in their mind, no matter how nice or no matter how we work it out and we start living peacefully, my family is still going to see him as a bad person, you know? So I feel like we should protect our spouses unless it has reached to a point where I cannot stay with this man anymore. Then I will let my parents know, Mom, I think it's not working and I'm out of here, you know? Then I can say. But if it's this daily disagreements, which everybody goes, like we all go through this disagreement at some point, it's not wise to start telling your family or to let your mother tell you about your husband or start telling you how you should live. No, she has her own husband. She can go apply her own rules in her house. Now this is my house, so whatever she says here, it's not that her and my dad never had disagreements. They did, and I never went to them to tell them how they should handle that. So she should not be able to see the mistakes and start telling me about him. No, that one I can agree with that. Let's respect. If they have come to our house, let them know visitors.
But I have about
angels.
Yeah, I have about three speakers.
Yes.
You're disappearing. I don't know whether it's me or you. Is your connection good?
Yeah, I have a strong connection actually.
Yeah, I was saying.
I hear you.
The issue, the reason why I raised this issue, because a bunch of people that came here spoke that, especially the last speaker, I say that it's a factor, and it so happens that most ladies in the United States are giving priority to their mother to come and stay here, mostly help with the kids when they're at work, which is okay, but they are saying they're also becoming part of the problem in the house. I mean, that's what people are saying, and there's a problem that once they get here, they start telling you, hey, you're going to have to build us a better house, you're going to have to invest back home in our own family. Then there becomes that divide whereby you, Miss Lennis, you are trying to invest in your home, and the husband is trying to say, we have to invest in our own side of the home.
Yeah, I think this is where, as a husband and a wife, you need to know what your priorities are. I know my parents brought me to America. If I left, like those of us who come from Kisii, there are those houses that are smeared. If I came to America and I left my parents in those houses, and now they're getting old, they cannot be able to smear those houses and maintain them. Actually, I don't think it's a bad thing for me to help them and build them a better house. They know they brought me, maybe they sold part of the land to bring me here. My husband needs to know that my parents know that they brought me to America. Him also, he needs, if possible, that's if possible, I can build them a house, but I have to make sure that my kids have eaten, my bills are paid, and things like that. And him also, he should be able to help his people where he came from. My husband is the firstborn in his family, and he came here when his siblings were still in school. I don't think it's a good idea for you to start telling him that he should not send money back home to help his siblings or pay for their school fees or something, as long as you pay your bills here, and you are not forced to build that house for your parents within a month or 2 months or a year. Even if it takes 4 years, when you get a little money that you get, you can send and help your parents to be in a better place. It's not a bad thing, but they should not come here to budget for you about your paycheck. Our parents that have come from Africa, actually, if your parent is reasonable, when they get here, they see how we struggle. They know that life here is not the way they have a picture back home. They know that we are working so hard, life is expensive, rent is expensive, food is expensive, they understand. So when they come here, you can just explain to them, I'm thinking about you and I'm working hard to help you, But you see how life is, and they should understand that. But they should not plan for your paycheck or start telling you to push your husband, oh, you should do this for us. No, they should be able to understand. It's okay to bring your parents to come and babysit for you, but again, they should understand that they are coming to your house. It's not their house. So they should respect the way you and your husband do things.
I agree with you. I mean, basically, if you are here and you can afford it, surely it's not good to have your parent in those Mabati's made houses out of mud. You know, it's good to build them a decent house. But there are squabbles over money, whereby I know, if you are honestly speaking, you can speak it, that we have ladies that are trying to team up with their mother, you know, like to teach the man a lesson, you know, like, you know, they kind of like, they stay together, they go shopping together. It's kind of like you put a man in a corner. You're doing like everything with your own mother. If you have plans, I know of a lady who's bought land, and the husband doesn't know. She has bought land somewhere with the mother. And, you know, those financial issues, squabbles over money, are bad news here.
Then I think that is when you are married to the wrong person. I remember when I started from the beginning, I said that if a man is doing any projects back home, you should know. Instead of wondering where the money is going, you should know. At the same time, as a woman, it's not good to do projects with your family members back home without your husband knowing. It's wrong. It's really wrong. Actually, why are you living with this man? What is the reason for you guys being together in the first place? It's because you love him. Then why should you team up with your family and treat him as an alien, you know? I feel like we need to be thinking twice. This is why we are being killed if we are doing this. And sometimes it comes to a point where maybe money without the husband's knowledge. This is because I have an example of a lady that came to this country and she was working. They had a joint account with the husband, and she had like direct deposit to the account, but then she cannot even get $10 from that account because the husband cannot let her get even $10 from that account. Even the card, to buy a card to call the parents home, she has to explain that why she took that money. She has to explain where she took $5 to buy a card to call the parents back home. When it gets to this point, for sure, then it's not going to be easy. But the guy could access the account whichever way he wanted, but the woman is not allowed to access that bank account or get any money from there. You know, I have parents back home, maybe my mom is sick or my dad is sick and they need my money to go to the hospital. It's not much money that is needed. I should be able to get this money and send them if it's there. The same way the man should be able to do that. But if he's putting, it's making it so hard for me even to get $10, $20 to send to my parents, then I think I will start sending money without him knowing. So it's all about not being too hard for each other. Know why you live with this person. If you are genuine enough, or if you are reasonable enough, let me say, if you are reasonable enough, you will let your wife send a little bit money the same way you do send money back home. I have a friend right now that I work with. She's not even African. Excuse me. This time that we filed taxes, they got tax returns in the account, and the guy got some hundreds of money, and he went and he bought a very nice phone, and this woman went and got like $50, $60 from the account because she wanted to go buy some nice shoes that she saw somewhere. And we were at work and the husband calls her, and I heard her speaking so loud saying, so you have the right to that money and I don't have a right to that money? You filed taxes. It was a joint thing. Why do you feel like you have a right to that money and I don't have a right to that money? You know, it's bad when someone feels like they have rights to to some things and the other person doesn't have a right to those things, then this is where the problem comes in. But if there's this love experienced and respect, like we said, then there shouldn't be these fights that I'm sending money back home. But if I'm doing projects with my mom without the knowledge of my husband, then I think it's time already. I quit this relationship because I don't think I regard this man to be in my life. I do not respect him. I do not regard him. So there's no need for me to be with him. There's no need to treat a person like an alien. And this is the person that you have decided to live with. There's no need to live with that person, actually.
Mr. Pascal probably want to respond. You call him Toto?
I call him Toto. We have come a long way with Pascal.
Pascal want to come in. I don't know what he's trying to say, but he's trying to come in really hot. And I'll try give him a chance and see what happens. Mr. Pascal from Toronto, Canada. Pascal, can you come to the show and respond to this issue again of mother-in-laws coming in and being the coaches in the house, coaching their ladies, coaching their daughters? Mr. Pascal, you're live on the show. Pascal.
Yes, sir.
There is this issue of mother-in-laws. Now we are done with money. They are coaches. They are coming to coach their daughters, and a bunch of people are saying sometimes their coaching is negative to the peace of the couple. You know.
I don't know. I have my issues with that. Well, not issues, but I have my, when it comes to mother-in-laws, first of all, you have to know, as a man, I married this woman. You didn't just marry the woman, you married the whole family, into the whole family, right? And so you have to have that, there has to be that respect for both families, both parties that have come to join together. And when you come to join together, you didn't do this by accident or by mistake. Everyone knows about who both of you are. And when you decide to say, we will get married, you have been pretty much a family. We have been united as one with the whole entire family. So when it comes to a mother-in-law coming to live with you, or let's say the mother of your wife comes to live with you in the house, Lenny made perfect points. I don't even have to repeat all of them, but it makes sense that they need to respect your house. This is your kingdom kind of thing. This is your kingdom place where God has put you together. Say, now you run this house. This is your house where you rule. Because when you lived with them, when you lived with your parents, you didn't run their house. They run their house. So I have to run my house now. Give me the chance. Give me the opportunity to see how I can run this house. Of course, advisors are welcome, yeah, but again, don't make it so that you are kind of criticizing one person against you. You know, oh, your husband does not know how to do this, he doesn't know how to do that, or whatever, ABC. The mother is not there to come and criticize how the family is run. And if she has issues with that, she needs to make sure that she communicates with both of you. I think that would be even better. If she really feels like she needs to intervene in whatever situation, whatever capacity it is, then call both parties, call the husband, call the wife, and say, okay, this is how I feel about whatever's going on. How can we solve this? It's all about communication.
Here, hold on. He had some comments, and Miss Keribo Mokogot says, we have had men who tell women they are building, but in reality, they are working on another woman. They are having a project in form of a woman, and we can really finish these things. I mean, and then Umbui says, those ladies are there. I have witnessed such ladies who bring their mothers, and then they isolate their husband, because the ladies really have a very great connection with their mothers. So sometimes when the mother comes, then the husband loses that attention that he was getting, and then the lady becomes so busy with the mother, going shopping, you know, talking stories on, you know, home stuff, and then the man is left at the corner by himself. And then Okay, somebody's asking you a question. Is Miss Kellen Mwangi is asking, did I hear you saying if you marry a wife, you marry the whole family? Some guys say I married you, not your family. I mean, some guys say I married you and not your family. What is your response to that?
Yeah, but I'm not talking about literal marriage. I'm talking about this is, I mean, let's put it this way: when you buy a car or when you buy a house, it comes with all the furnitures in the, you know, let's say a house comes and it's ready. You don't just buy a window. But when it let's put it prospectively, with that family, yes, you're married into the family. That's how I look at it, at least, because they're all gonna be there to support you in your tough situations and in good times. So you should all be united together. But know the priorities, as Miss Lenny said. Know the priorities that husband and wife priorities come first, regardless. I am here to defend my wife, and she is there to defend me. But know that you still are married in that family. They still have to love you. They are supposed to love you. They're not.
All right. Let me read one comment here. Also, they are men too who are mother's boy. Miss Rhoda Moronge, she said they are men too who are mother's boy and became a nightmare to the wife. It's possible. It's possible equally that we have men that are so loyal, so obedient to their mothers, who listen to their mother than anybody else in this world. And if the mother says that that woman is a witch, and she's a witch.
Wow. That, that's a corrupt relationship right there. I'll just put it that way.
But we do have it. We do have them.
We do have, yeah. I know we have men who have that kind of like they're attached to their mother. Because I have examples, people who are here that they're attached to their mother and then they talk about their wife badly, about their wife's badly to their parents, to his parents or mother or dad, regardless who they're attached to. And that already, that just it's a transgression. You're doing a transgression of the marriage. Marriage is about unification, communication, and love. And when we go past that, we have betrayed our family.
Correct, correct. And at that point, I'm gonna ask Mr. Joseph Nyakundi to come on the show. Mr. Joseph, send me that request. As Mr. Pascal leaves, Pascal, you're gonna wait and have somebody respond to you. So just duck off for a minute, and I'll get somebody that is already ringing so hard to respond, and then we'll have. They are saying Toto should come back. They're saying Toto should come back and talk about unfaithful activities, which is the main issue here.
And so, I mean, Toto, I will say that, yeah. My friend Lenny, she has.
Tell Toto to come back.
She has perfect experiences, you know, and she has a family. I'm kind of new to the marriage. I'm only 3 years old in the marriage, but I'm seeing things that I have not seen. But so yeah, I agree. She should come back for sure.
Okay, let's have Mr. Joseph Nyaku. Listen to him. He's gonna talk about unfaithful, and he has seen it all. He has seen with his eyes. Listen to this man speak.
Okay.
So duck off for a minute. Give Joseph Nyaku the chance to speak.
Sounds good.
Okay. Joseph, hey, don't disappear on me, bro. Joseph, there you are. Joseph, come on the show, Mr. Joseph. I'm gonna introduce Joseph here. I don't know why, but Joseph need to come here. Joseph Nyakundi, can you send me that request once more? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna have somebody here, Daniela Paul, to come on the show. Daniela Paul, can you see my request? Can you see my approval there? Daniela, as I wait for Joseph, I'll be glad if you come. Daniela, okay, let me have Joseph then. Joseph, you should connect. Miss Daniela, hang around. Let me see whether Joseph can connect. If he doesn't, then I'll get to you. You're actually the next speaker, Miss Daniela, before Lenny Soenga, aka Toto, shows up here and talks about a question directly from Joseph about unfaithful women who come realize that there's some better stuff out there and then they cause problems in the house. Joseph, you should be able to connect. Joseph, do you see my request down there on the bottom side of your screen? As I wait for Joseph, I'm gonna read a few comments while I wait for Joseph to come on the show. Zipporah Elkana says she wants to come on the show. Miss Zipporah, can you? I'm gonna try bring you on. Miss Zipporah, I'm gonna bring you on because Joseph couldn't connect. Miss Zipporah Elkana, can you come on the show? Because I already connected to you there, so you should see that request on the bottom side of your screen. Zipporah, do you see that request? Miss Zipporah. She'll take a few minutes, but if you look at the bottom side of your screen, you will see my request. Okay, Zipporah, check at the bottom of your screen. That's where you find all those icons. One that says join the conversation or something like that. Meanwhile, Daniela, you're probably coming next if she doesn't. Daniela, you're coming up here, so accept that request. Meanwhile, Ms. Zipporah, send me a request. Probably it may work if you send me a request. Daniela, do you see that request coming? As I wait, I'm gonna read a few comments. Hope you can join the show. Ms. Zipporah say, I agree with my brother, so that's the truth. Wangare Munyoki say, communication is key. We'll talk till the cows come home about mother-in-laws, money, fidelity, etc. But the two parties involved in that marriage are not communicating. They are straight to the rocks. That's correct. And she said, Miss Pora says, I totally agree with the man. Okay, I'm having a problem with the connection, so let me see. Zipporah, can you see my request? I've already approved you. Zipporah, you should be able to join me now. If your connection is good, you should be able to join me. Okay. Mr. Joseph, hang around for a second. Don't go. Joseph, get to a good area. Go to a good area with a good connection and come on the show and talk to us. Mr. Joseph, you are next. I've already approved you. Look, do what you did yesterday to get connected. You have to look at the icons on the bottom side of the screen. Okay, I'm gonna try Daniela again. Hope she can come on the show. I'm having trouble getting people on, probably because of internet connection. And hope I can get them. Okay, Daniela, you are live on the show. You're being watched by thousands of viewers across the globe. What's your opinion? I mean, we have this issue of transition, whereby people are so happy in their marriage in Africa, but when they go to the US, it's all in the rocks.
but you have to take your traditions and you have to have that agreement before you actually travel. You can't come to America and expect a person in America to not accept the American traditions or try to incorporate them in their marriage. So many people get it confused. It's America. You have to know that there's freedoms here. And if people were not happy where they were, and you can't expect them not to try and find some happiness in new traditions.
Here is a question again that we were discussing with the last three speakers. They are saying that in these marriages equally, when you bring in your mother to live with you in the house, she becomes a factor, that she starts coaching you, advising you on all kinds of stuff in the house, and it's causing problems. Do you agree with that?
Not at all. The parents should not have any involvement as far as the relationship goes, except for maybe counseling both of them. It should not be a one-sided conversation of parents.
You are disappearing, Miss Daniela.
I know. I know.
Yeah, try to get it right.
I'm here working, so yeah.
No,
I don't agree with parents have wisdom, and I understand if both of the married people want to go to their parents for wisdom, but it should be a discussion between married people because they are married to each other. When mom and dad are gone, they're still going to be married. So it can't be something where, well, my mom says this should go on in our marriage. It should never be like that.
Thank you very much for your great advice, because we apparently have an issue, and I do understand it's a culture shock kind of, whereby you get to a new country with different laws, and you and me agree very well that the American system, women have more rights. They have really, the laws favor women more, than the male, because like that, you pick that phone and call the police, they are coming hot. They're probably coming quicker than if it was the other way around. Do you agree with that?
Very much so. I don't know a lot about African culture, although I'm trying to learn, but it should not be all one-sided. It should not be all male. It shouldn't be leaning towards the male either. It should be an even thing where if you're being abused, you should have some say in that. It should not be a welcome part of society for women to be abused. And I've seen that too often, where, rape is happening, abuse is happening, and no one's trying to help. It should not be acceptable in any culture. And I've seen it across the board where it's acceptable instead of something that's actually trying to be remedied. So once they get to America, they know that they don't have to take that. So, I mean, they have to have a strong marriage and a strong connection to keep their traditions if that's what they want to do when they move to America. I know people from Africa, they go to my church. They seem to be a happy couple. They've gone back to Kenya recently, but I don't see the issues where they are having problems with raising their children in this culture. They have their traditions just like everyone else who comes into into America. When you come here, you have to bring your traditions. You have to bring your strongholds with you and practice that daily. You can't just think that, oh, I'm going to a new culture. Just like these kids are growing up first generation Americans, you have to either instill your cultures or know that your cultures are pretty much done once you get to America.
Thank you very much, Miss Daniela. I'm going to have you duck off for a minute. I'm going to introduce one speaker here. And he talked about two issues. One was the issue of unfaithfulness. But let's listen to him, and then I'll get you back. I may want to ask you a question, but after this speaker comes on the show.
I'll be listening.
Okay. Mr. Nyakundi Joseph, you're going to come on. Yeah, disconnect so that I can get Joseph here. Thank you, because I can't get a third person unless you disconnect. Mr. Joseph, this time do the right thing and come on the show. Oh, I couldn't yet until Manila leaves. I can't get Joseph. Okay, thank you. Joseph, you're coming on, and Miss Lenis will be happy to respond to you before she goes to bed. Mr. Joseph.
Yeah.
A lot of people. Man. Yeah, I'm doing good, brother. A lot of people are saying that I'm making up stories, and we are talking about your own experience. I told them this unfaithfulness issue whereby women are trying new experience, trying new stuff. It's not good, and you saw it with your own eyes. Can you explain what you saw?
Are you seeing me?
Yes.
Are you seeing me, bro?
Yeah, you are seeing, and we are asking you. People are saying, "Oh, we are just going to the party. We are just going to have good time." But what you saw was having more than good time. Can you explain to us? Can you tell them?
There is a speaker. There's a speaker whom I listen. There's a speaker whom I listen on my way to work, who said that married women, they are no longer supposed to go out to have fun. The fun is for ladies and young men. As I told you earlier yesterday, I saw wonderful things in my life. I've never seen that. Since now I'm 50 years old, I've never seen that since I was born. Here is a case, let me repeat today. Here is a case, a friend called friends to go for baby shower. They call it the baby shower here. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah, it's a baby shower.
Yeah, here we have different kinds of people from Africa, from all Africa, West Africa, East Africa, Central Africa, East Africa. We friends came. So we were invited, we went there, we had drinks. People drank there, and people get drunk. You see, in that scenario, people are dancing, and we are trying to know each other because new people meet in that kind of scenario. Lady dancing here, doing all sorts of things. So it reaches like 12 a.m. And I felt that I have to go to the bathroom. On my way to the bathroom, there's a bedroom.
There's a bedroom next to the bathroom?
Yes, sir. This is what I said yesterday, and this is what I saw myself. I was not told. So I hear people like they're crying inside. Funny sounds. So
what funny sound do you mean? Crying,
so
like fighting?
Yeah, you know, it become unusual for me to hear that kind of sound. You know, people are shouting, oh, like those things. So I tried to know let me take interest and know what's happening here. So when I tried to open the door, because I opened the door anyway, and this man is telling me, "Oh, close the door, man! Close the door, man!"
Ooh,
so
who
in that room,
close the door?
Another man, a man who was next to the door, and this is two men in the same room on the floor with two ladies.
Now, let me ask you, Mr. Joseph, 1 second. Let me ask you.
Yes, sir.
The man who's telling you, close the door, man, close the door, man. What was he part of the act of doing something on the floor?
Yes, he was on top of a lady.
He was top of a lady?
Yes.
Okay.
When I came, now I took even one of my friends, and we took interest to know what exactly is happening. I came to realize one lady has left a husband in the house and is coming to have fun, the fun they are talking about. Okay. And the husband is far away in the house with the kids.
Babysitting the kids in the house.
Yeah, and the lady and the woman's here doing fun with another African man from the same country. That's Kenya. And when they come out, because I waited until they come out, I was in a corner waiting for them to come out. They come out as soon as they have done nothing. They start dancing there on the floor, man.
Did they go and Shower.
So we were trying to address what makes a man to kill a wife in the United States of America. What is about all the killings? The killings is about unfaithfulness. Because a lady goes outside, have fun there with other men. When he comes to the house, he doesn't have fun with the husband. So the question arises.
She's already too tired to do anything.
Right. And this, like, that's one part. Another part, what happened in New Jersey. A friend of mine is telling me that it's the same thing. This is because of being unfaithfulness. The woman was going out, coming in late, coming in late, going out, coming in late, no having fun with the husband for a long time. So when the man was complaining, the woman is telling us, this is America, man. This is America. If you just talk with me, I simply call for you police. If you are tired with me, you must just give me a break. And this is a lady you are brought from Africa with all your costs. So I was asking, that is the major issue why the killings are alarming in the US. And I was asking the ladies, like the ladies who talked here later on, like from Ohio and from UK. What is an African lady? Ohio and UK.
From Iowa, and the other one is from the UK.
These ladies, I heard that they are too constructive. What could they advise their ladies from Africa to abstain from being unfaithfulness? Because this is the major cause of the killings. There's nothing else. This is the bad evil. Even the Bible points this: a woman should be faithful towards his husband. This is a major issue. What they're killing one another. Not about the money, not about anything. This is being unfaithfulness, and because the law of this land is favoring them. This lady on the show from America. This one, I hear said one thing. This lady, I know Damera, I don't know. This lady who standing.
Daniela. Yes. She
talked. I just support her. She said like this: whenever you comes from, do not forget your culture. Don't forget your culture. That now you're in America, you must do away with your culture. You must enforce your culture wherever you are. And
Mr. Joseph.
Yes, sir.
I have a question for you. And two ladies, Lynette Obure and Lenny Soenga, and another lady came here and said they should be allowed, the ladies should be allowed to have fun. They should leave their husband in the house with the kids so they can go out and have fun. What is your reaction to that? That the ladies should also be allowed to have a ladies' time out there, attend the baby shower, attend a ladies' tennis club?
That is too dangerous. To a married couple, too dangerous to me. Because in the ground, when these people are drunk, they can do anything. They can do anything. So because I witnessed that one, what the lady is drunk or not? This is where they meet. There's another lady who said there that where they work, there was a man who wants them. Maybe they would meet the same place. So a married lady must be in the house taking care of the family. A married woman, a married man must be in the house taking care of the family. These two people, man and a wife, should be in the house taking care of themselves. Why are they going to dance outside there? If they want to mix up, listen, if they want to mix up, they must go to feast their friends in their houses. If I have a friend in Dallas, I must leave Houston to want to feast my friend in Dallas and to have fun with that family. Because now these are couples. I cannot go and have fun with ladies who are singles. I cannot do that. Because me and my man are a family. These are a lot of our family. How can you go and have fun with young men in the single room dancing here and doing all sort of things? But you will be attempted.
Mr. Joseph, the case you saw of two men, that was like a wrestling match of two ladies and two men. Were the two ladies married and the boys were not married? Is that what he's trying to tell us?
The boy, these boys, I don't know their history, whether they are married or not. I don't know their foundation. I don't know, but I know the ladies. One lady is married. One lady is married. Even he came. She's a nurse. She's a nurse. She came in with uniform. She changed the uniform in the house. She went civilian. She was coming from work. You see, she was now she's doing an faithful thing here, an act here. And the husband, what made me feel the pain in the neck is that the husband is sleeping in the house with the children, and this lady is the floor here, just in the floor, not even on bed, in the floor, lying there.
Okay, Mr. Joseph, don't go. I want to bring one lady here to respond to you, Miss. Who do you want to respond, Miss Lenny Soenga?
That's a question. I want to put these ladies. I want these ladies to tell us to tell us what the African ladies from Africa to abstain being unfaithfulness. That's one. Two, married couples are not supposed to go to baby showers unless they go both of them.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Disconnect. Let me have them respond to you.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna have Mr. Ombui. Hold on. Let me have a lady. I'm gonna have Lynette Obure and Lennis. I'm gonna have Lynette Obure because I've cut our shows for so much. Lynette, you're gonna come in shortly. Then Lennis will wrap it up. So Lynette, you're gonna come. Then Lennis will wrap it up. So Lynette, can you respond to Joseph?
I cannot even believe that. What?
I mean, Joseph is not a kid. He's not a young man.
I don't know.
He saw it with his own eyes.
Whatever he is, please, that mentality. Who tells you that I'm going out to what? To drink? Who tells
No.
you going
Lynette,
out to baby showers? I have
Hold on. Lynette, hold on. He's talking of a case that he saw with his own eyes. He was told, close the door, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's generalizing. This is individual cases. But me going out to have a good time with other ladies does not mean I'm going out there to sleep with men. And me being married does not mean I cannot have my girlfriends over. Me being married with children, I cannot have my space for an hour or two to just go out there and release my stress, go out there to the movies and just watch a movie, go out there and go dance and come back home. No, that's a mentality that I cannot even support. Of course, there are ladies who overdo it and do, things that are not right. But if you trust me as my husband, and I'm telling you, I'm going to the movies with my Lennis, okay? We did that with Lennis all the time. Does not mean we are going there to look for men. So,
hey, listen.
Trust us. The guy who just went, who just talked, I think he needs to really go look at the video and just look at what he's saying. And the control that I've seen, no.
This is the second time he's bringing on the same story. Yesterday he spoke and he said exactly what you said today. But earlier in the show, so one of the speakers came on.
Fred, you want to tell me I have to be everywhere my husband is? So he's supposed to stay home too?
No, I don't say that. No.
Because you guys
we're just responding.
No, you guys are saying that women are supposed to be in the house 24/7, taking care of the kids. Okay? So you want to tell me my husband can go out there with his friends to have a good time, to watch to watch some soccer or go watch football? Is that what you guys are trying to say?
No. Lynette, I'm telling you, you are responding to Mr. Joseph. You are not responding to me. You are responding to what he saw. Just address what he says, because He's saying that this lady came, left the husband sleeping with the kids, and then she got drunk. They went to one of the bedrooms to play some wrestling, and it was a gang, 2 men here and 2 ladies, and they were on the. He's saying they were not even on the bed; they were on the floor. That's what he says.
But at the same time, you guys are talking about the couple that passed away, okay? And I really don't see why you guys need to bring that up, because you don't have the fact. I don't think any one of us has the fact what happened. I don't think it's just hearing. I hear this, I hear that. No. And then you take that example and place it on every couple around. You know? No, that's not right. And Mr. Ombui, I'm not taking it personal. I'm just standing here for the ladies. What I'm hearing people say is just nerve-wracking. What I'm asking.
Lynette, you are disappearing. I don't know where the problem is, but seems like you are disappearing. Lynette. Okay, Miss Lynette disappeared. I'm gonna have Lennis respond. Miss Lennis, can you respond to Joseph? Lennis, you listen to Joseph.
Okay. First of all, I have to say that whatever he saw, actually, for anybody to leave their spouses at home and lie to them and go doing other things is not a good thing. That was wrong. But I want us to define what it means by having fun. Like Lynette said, we know we have children at home. I never drink. I have never drank. I have never tasted. I don't even know how it tastes, even wine or anything. I remember when Lynette and me used to stay in the same state, we could go to Lynette's house, or we come to my house, or if we choose to go to the mall and do shopping for an hour or two, get away from the kids, at least change the environment, and so that you don't die in the house with the children. We know how children are. They take us, they wear us out. Okay, when I got out of the house and I went to shopping with another lady or go to the baby shower, he said baby showers, oh my goodness, baby showers have to happen, and when we are going to the baby showers, we are not going there to sleep with men. If that thing happened with one person, it should not be generalized that every woman is going out to sleep with men. Number 2, if someone has that character with them, it doesn't have to be that she's going out to have time with the ladies for her to do that. She will still cheat on you even if she has never gone out to have time with women. She can actually cheat on you when you are in the same house. I have this story of a lady that lied to her husband that she's going to work. The husband went to bed. They didn't have kids yet. He went to bed. She pretended she's going to work. And actually, the guy came outside in the parking lot, their house in the driveway. And that's where they did what they did. They finished. The lady, the man is in the house sleeping. She cannot even think that the guy may even look through the window and see what's happening. So if a person is dirty, they are going to cheat anyway. It doesn't have to be that she's going out. And actually, if I know that I'm going to do those nasty things, I will not even tell him that I'm going out with women to have time. I will just lie to him that I'm going to work. And I go to another man's house and spend the whole night there. Number 2, he said that it was around 2 in the morning they were drinking. A woman with her family and her husband at home,
I don't think the husband knew that she had gone to a baby shower. Maybe the husband thought that she was at work, because you said that she came with uniforms and then she changed to civilian. That's what you
Civilian.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if that means the husband knew that the woman had gone to work, she was at work according to him. And these baby showers we do, all these women out thing that we do, it doesn't take the whole night. What is a woman with children doing out at 2 in the morning, leaving her husband home with the children? Don't you think that is a woman that is out to do things anyway, you know?
Yes, yes.
It doesn't matter whether we are going out for shopping or just going to have coffee at Karibu Coffee with Lynette and talk and laugh out and go back home. We need to get away from the children. We need to get away. We need to get away and go out there and at least have fresh air. So for a man to tell you that you are supposed to be in the house, you should not get out of the house, that is a controlling spirit. Number 2, unfaithfulness comes especially with women. Like most of the women, I sometimes go live on even there's this group that we have, Kenyan group, that I go live and speak. Most of women, what I've seen in my inboxes, if a woman is cheating, probably she's so very much mistreated in the house that she finds herself, like her head is not even thinking straight, and she finds herself doing other things out there. If you treated your woman well, if you made your woman feel that she's loved, if you respected your wife, she's not going out to cheat. The same thing happens to men too. If you treat your man as a like nothing and you are disrespecting him, he will go and find comfort out there with other women, you know? That is why we said that we should, number 1, we should make sure that we respect each other, we listen to each other. If I have something that is troubling me, my husband is the first person that I'm going to talk to. He should sit down. If I'm complaining, I have any complaint about him, he should listen and go think about it and see how we can do together. Do I go out with my husband? I go out with my husband all the time. We always go out with my husband. But let
me read a comment here and then you proceed. Wangare Munyoki Nzengu says, wise woman Lenis, she said, thumbs up. Naomi Maangi, make your woman feel like she's the only queen. James Abuga say, why can't you go with your husband to the baby shower? And Kellen Mwangi, well said, Mami. So Toto, you said it, you nailed it. And then Miss Kerubo Babakuru Atlanta say, remember, people make individual decisions. What the guy, Mr. Joseph, has said doesn't make sense. The guy must have wanted to participate in those acts. Oh my God. No. Joseph is in big trouble. And then Joseph is saying, hey, comment on what I saw. I saw it with my own eyes. So he's saying, comment on what I saw. He said, you are dodging. You are not commenting on what you saw. He saw 2 people, 2 females, and 2 men. He said, hey, please comment on what I saw. Don't duck.
Yeah, whatever you saw it. And that there's no way that I'm going to support what you saw. There's no way that I'm going to support that woman and say that she did a good thing to leave her husband back home with the kids in the house and go sleeping with other men. There's no way I'm going to support that. That was wrong. And that actually means that that woman can anyway do that. It's not because she has been given time to go out with other women that she did that. And if I'm going out with other ladies, there's no men there. It's me and Lynette and Grace and Jackie that we are sitting down here, maybe having a cup of coffee or going shopping. We don't have men there, and it doesn't take long. Why should it take until 2 in the morning? If I go out and stay until 2 in the morning, then you should question me where I'm coming from. Seriously. Or if you go out the same way, if my husband leaves home and go 2 in the morning until 2 in the morning and he really doesn't have an explanation where he's coming from, that's not good. It's good for you two to understand each other. And if my husband tells me that he's going out to watch football with his men, I should not at any point say no to him. I cannot say no to him. Let him have his time with other men.
And so if I'm saying that I'm going shopping or I'm going with my girls out to maybe have a cup of coffee, I don't think he should be able to worry about that. If I want to cheat on him, I would cheat on him without going out with women.
Okay, here, I'm going to run out of time. It seems I have a minute to end the show. I wish I could continue, but I also have to go to bed. And I have a comment from Zipporah Elkanah. She says, most men have failed to satisfy their wives. They drink too much. No libido. You're going to see that comment. And I say thank you, Miss Lennis. We're going to meet tomorrow or another day and hold another show. And I appreciate all my viewers. And let's go to bed. Thank you very much. You've been wonderful, Toto. Hope to see you again.
Sure. Thank you.
You're welcome.